And you were mentioning JT's individual form. Looks very good out there on Dust 2. Was an impactful man with that 1v1 clutch, and then how he performed in the very last round to close out the map against that Fnatic Ukrainian side. But funny enough, his last LAN Grand Final was only 4 months ago, where his side, Passion UA, lost to Cypher, Smuya, and the Russians in Sangul in Latvia. He is going to want to forget that LAN Grand Final completely and focus up here in the Nordics and say, right, the Brits are past us now. We've only got to take on the Poles, and I'm on Liquid. I want a tier 1 side now.
We've discussed JT a couple of times over the course of the competition about how his IGL stints have never had the truly amazing pieces to play with. Now, he most definitely has 3 at least. Jorko trying to become one of them, the 4th man. BETCLIC fragged up first in towards mid. Good start. Elige going to check for more. Oh, White, this has made a lot of progress. Prism does get caught by Elige's spray, so on that boost, man goes down. Advantage still remains for Liquid despite the trade.
But this is very similar to how Liquid were playing their city side of Anubis. A lot of movement, constantly trying to search for information, reboost back up to the vent, and then Naf, man advantage, just backs off. Friend out from mid, gets caught, Naf's going to re-peek him, and this is extremely positive from the North Americans.
Winning every single fight right now. Emo. And it's for attention. JT gets caught looking the wrong way, but still turns up an adjustment. Finds the frag that returns all the same with an MP9 in hand. The free AK could get recovered for the man. An excellent shutout round from Liquid.
And if you combined everyone HLTV LAN trophies from Demho, Prism, Friend, Exist, and Clockyu, you get 11. Naf is won 16 just on his lonesome. And I think that then tells you the separation, right? We've not had a huge amount of success at the higher end of Tier 2 for BETCLIC. The majority of their players have only ever won LANs in Poland representing the national championships. And Naf's been able to do it on the global Tier 1 stage.
You'll upgrade pistols. BETCLIC move in Elige to fight on 2. JT finds Prism. 2v5 now remaining. Demo and Friend, they will get 1 kill out of it, but no more than that. Upgrade pistols attempting, but ultimately nothing secured.
Yeah, BETCLIC at the moment are just getting rolled over. I think there's a lack of respect being offered here from Liquid, so this is where we need to see an adaptation from Prism. He cannot afford to slow these rounds down. I know that Cash in the majority of defaults is quite slow. You normally like to play one player outside B, quite heavy outside mid, outside A, but I just think with all this space being taken from Liquid, you almost need to fight fire with fire. You need to get players over the boost quickly, challenging mid.
Not fully out in mid though. 2 men's going to put in towards the A main control. Elige seeing the end of smoke. Demo with the first engage, can't get the second man down. Half HP on Morbs, but Morbs trades it.
Man, look at this game plan that JT and Flashy have come up with. They are just playing and peeking everything at the moment. It's an A pincer. You then have a door player of Malbs that gets in, tries to search. Out on B, they're sitting back passive because they know that they're taking a bit more space on the A-bomb side. And then it gets a little bit silent. Jorko's not really seeing anything with that AWP. JT can now start rotating. They can have 3 players towards B.
BETCLIC. Smoked off at the B main entries, so no chance to take space easy. They will have 1 player in mid that's still searching, maybe split his way in from checkers. Make some noise to find this part of the map though. Wary of checkers corner. Jorko. Oh, ready. Looks on to the back sight. Gets his connection. Next second man spotted. The shot misses. 3rd player also doesn't go down. So Exist can overwhelm the backside defender. Molotovs will be setting in for the CT retake. The 2v3 to push in here is going to be difficult to say the least.
Malbs needed that instant kill up against Exist, and while Jorko gets a good connection on the player running headshot, he needs that second one, doesn't he? Doesn't matter if it's the checkers player or it's the individual up close. Cannot afford to be whiffing there, otherwise you'll just get overwhelmed on the bomb site. BETCLIC might feel that throughout this best of 3, not just on Cash, but once they know where the AWPer is, they might just try and hit him with util, try and hit him with pace, because I think it's clear to everyone, not just in this grand final, but what happened in the semi, what happened in the quarter, even the group stage, Ajorko is struggling. He's finding it very difficult across this LAN.
Set the world ablaze when he began on Liquid. Taking those 2 online results, the LAN environment is where he struggled the most. The first player down into round 6. Open and 3B bomb site right now for the Liquid setup, heavy-handed towards mid in the A bomb site. The defaults of BETCLIC are still careful to the approach. Prison still searching for contact in mid, still searching for JT, who is tapping blindly in the hopes of catching a lucky head or dink. Moves up to check the boost, but the angle is not revealed by the man. Demo does get caught by an aggressive Bolt, who once again pushes in towards main. Against the advantage right back just by the drive peaks. Now like a pipes, the Liege can hold. Dealing with clock queue and exists in that corner. Bomb dropped in the open and mid. JT's in support, and this one has completely fallen to pieces for BETCLIC.
But they just keep pressing. They just keep taking fights. That time, it was an extension a lot further than what we've seen from Malbs. He actually gets right up there to the A main entrance rather than just peering around the smoke timing. And BETCLIC, well, they're going to struggle to deal with this kind of a play. When you're constantly taking fights, you always give the advantage towards the tier 1 team because they control the chaos a lot better. And I'll say as well for Liquid, they didn't play like this the first time in this meeting. And maybe that's the adjustment that JT's trying to make. I think they tried to play almost too structured at time. I remember back to some of the T rounds that they had on Nuke. They're trying to sort of run in the clock. They're hitting them with some fakes. They're double pumping. I think they've now come in with the mindset of, let's just brawl against these boys. Like, they're legit tier 2 players. We're elite tier 1 guys. Let's just fight.
That's alright, like somewhat. I mean, if you throw a blink flash, I could just like fucking tank it.
And fight they're doing. A 5-to-1 fight. BETCLIC take their first tactical of the grand final. So far, so little has been gained. So Sparrow step into the fold. Time to talk. Time to adjust. What adjustment can catch Liquid off guard when they're playing like this, though? BETCLIC facing the full aggressive force, the tier 1 side, and will only have majority of weakened weapons to try and fight back against them here. No AKs in sight for BETCLIC.
Yeah, a lot more players out to be early. Friend had a good spawn, so looks to try and hold that checker sight line. Everybody else could walk up on the contact if he's holding.
Smokes and flashes up, clock queue. Looking, checkers, JT. Flash blinded, here they come. Naf also got core blind of his own. JT's going to get overwhelmed. Execution basis looks pretty good from the Poles. So they do take those 2 kills without any trades back. And Liquid pushed out of the bomb site very handily.
A bit of frustration there from Naf. Maybe some miscomms in what they wanted to do in that setup. They end up just getting caught on a timing. And for a lightened investment, that's a steal that doesn't come easy there from BETCLIC. You're not going to get many rounds to that degree across Cash, Anubis, or even Nuke if we have to go there. So when it arrives, take it as it comes. At least an AK can stay in the hands of a Liege. Moneyline looks pretty good. I think it's going to be very difficult to reset these guys, right? I think with a 5-1 score and with how dominant Liquid have looked with keeping mass players alive, you might be able to win the odd round here or there, but to actually get Liquid down to a half buy or even
in the second round for the Poles. Liquid. We're going to double up setup very quickly into round 8. Now for Jorko. placed towards opposite bomb sites. Morbs is again pushing in towards main. Squeaky door not fully being watched. Morbs will have to back away and start to turn his attention towards that angle, but Demo's not going to strike. Neither is Prism right now.
But how quickly do they get info that there's 2 AWPs out? Because one of them has not been detected out towards quad. The other one on B's not fired either. Jorko is just hoping for a timing, get one, and then just back up into that MBK angle.
Flashbang evaded. Jorko hits the kill. Friend down. Demo trying to swing out, trying to catch up where Morbs is. Head of that AWP shot missing. The M4 is switched out. As Morbs leans in, Demo goes down. Rifle of Prism also cut away. BETCLIC just fall victim to Liquid. Once again, a 1v5. ClockQ's got no chance.
It is so Jova. You can just feel it in the rounds. Look at how confident Liquid are. That AWP is just setting up Malbs to go wild. Like, you just know, as soon as the AWP of Jorko doesn't quite hit that secondary player, mate, Malbs is going to swing door. He's going to swing main. He's going to take every single fight in the world, and they're just winning all the duels. This is a real struggle for the Poles. And Clocku, who we heard earlier in an interview, right, the youngster, a bit of a rookie, haven't really known much about him in the Tier 2 landscape. Mate, this is his second LAN Grand Final ever. And you're going up against Liquid. And even the last one you played was, what, last year in July? A best of 5 under Coalesci. You had Innocent as an ex-Tier 1 in-game leader to work with. Here, you don't have any ex-Tier 1 players to rely on for experience.
Truly is a staunch difference. Do their best to try and force their way out of it. AWP fight won by Friend on Jorko towards mid. And advantage gained by BETCLIC.
That's not the first time that's happened either. I think they're actually getting some decent opening picks.
And decent follow-up, though. That's the concern with JT and Liege extending. Seems less than likely. The secondary AWP comes forward. And Exist goes down in ClockQ's direction. Advantage regained by Liquid.
Well, hang on a second. Elige on the AWP. You don't see that very often. Friends, re-smoked off. Malbs doesn't even peek. No rotation from Naf yet out to the truck position, but Malbs know there's at least one player. I mean, you don't have info on everybody. They're picking that up off of Jorko and putting it to good work.
Another one of these situations where BETCLIC can't do enough with the advantages given. Friends AWP looking to rafters. Mollies towards the forklift, not going to spread to Morbs. Being a threat on the A side. 6 and 1 on his kill count. Backups here at Highway 2. 2 men to receive. Engage the AWP shot, missing out from the likes of Friend. Mob still close in the open, sees the bomb carrier swinging, double up secured. Perfection from the Guatemalan. His teammates to clean house. Liquid have the half at 7-2.
They're just completely all over them. And I'm just having a look at it now. In the weapons on HLTV career for Elige, the AWP is 17th. And that's taking all the other weapons, the more Mac-10 kills. He's got more kills with the CZ out of anything than the AWP. That's how rare it really is to see him on the AWP.
BETCLIC suffering big time to the start of this matchup, looking confused, looking lost. It was so contrasting to where they started off the tournament against Liquid. They would get an 8-2 advantage on their T side. It could be looking like Liquid to take that advantage instead. Headsets are off, so there's technical issues over on the part of the Polish side. But honestly, at this point, tech problems might be the least of their problems.
Yeah, definitely so. And Spiro up on screen, we're kind of talking about him as an ex-pro, an experienced guy that can help the BETCLIC side. I actually don't think Flashy gets enough credit
are
as
off,
being...
so there's technical issues over on the part of the Polish side. But honestly, at this point, tech problems might be the least of their problems.
Yeah, definitely so. And Spiro up on screen, we're kind of talking about him as an ex-pro, an experienced guy that can help the BETCLIC side. I actually don't think Flashy gets enough credit as being an ex-professional. He's known for coaching the CLG Red side and the FlyQuest Wed before moving over to the analyst role of Na'Vi. That was kind of his stint more in coaching than playing. But he used to play in the Hungarian scene. This is going back a long time ago. And even him, I mean, he's played 5 LAN Grand Finals. His last LAN win was with Salamander back in April of 2019. Got a win over BP5 all the way back in the day. So I think he's very familiar with the Tier 2 circuit and knows these kind of more studio events, the lower pressure ones than the arenas, just trying to get the boys motivated, because I think that can sometimes be quite difficult, right? When you've got Tier 1 guys that know what the luxury is of going around the Tier 1 circuit all the time, and you have to drop down the divisions. That motivation can sometimes be tough to come to these tournaments, but you've got to keep them locked in, because there's a lot at stake when it comes to not only this tournament, but also their VRS campaign and kind of getting them back within that circuit again.
Mm. And be forgiven for remembering Flashy only for his coaching career, though. He's been doing it for 6 years. Now both teams looking for a payday, not just in the up the space. This competition been very much aiding towards them. Even a second place finish will do them wonders, but they would love to truly gain some more over the Liquid side. A break in momentum, a break to mentally reset. While Jorko just jams out.
And at what point do we start at least getting the conversation of BETCLIC towards a feeder team like Endpoint? Because they had, what, Hypex in this team as the main AWPer? He's now, what, the main sniper for Gamer Legion? They had Jacob in here that got sold over towards FaZe Clan. And I'm now just looking at some of the newer pieces, right? Bringing in a Clocku, bringing in an Exist, and I'm thinking 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, maybe even more than a year. Are they able to sell another one of these guys to a Tier 1 organization?
Oh, I guess we'll see. Well, the next big question would end up being which of these guys would get sold, which of these guys is up to the promotion.
Well, it's got to be performances at tournaments like this, but also just the consistency online. And I think that's been one of the issues that BETCLIC have had, more so with the previous iteration when they had the Drenq, Eski, and Hades lineup, is that they were always very solid on LAN, getting into playoffs, getting top 8s, top 4s, but online they were very inconsistent. And anyone that follows Tier 2, you have to be decent online, because you don't have the resources and the budget to go to LANs every single time, right? You just can't attend all of them. So that's where they need to transition some of this LAN success, like already getting into a grand final, that as soon as they start playing the Nodwins and the CCTs, etc., that they keep pressing top 8s, top 4s. That's got to be the goal moving forward into the second half of the year now.
An existing demo. Love to lead the charge even more so for their side, top-rated players for the BETCLIC camp in this competition. Unfortunately, not quite delivering top-rate performances. Exist is top fragging for BETCLIC, but only 5 kills. The pistols will not aid anymore. They're going to try fast rush it. Morbs will get caught with a numbers game. He will do, actually. Prism runs him down, runs down a second player of Jorko too, so man advantage is taken by the T side. Bomb plant just barely missed out on by Elige. A 3-on-3 ensues.
Prism wants to get aggressive to try and get out towards that weapon. AWP from Quad. Forklift has got a Tech 9.
Squeaky's got an AK. Eventually Prism gets spammed down by Naf. Tech 9 o'clock. You can't deal with Elige. JT responds. All on friend now. No Kevlar to his name, but a good headshot secured. And the last player of NAF needing to make his way right up to that bomb site. He's got a flashbang. Puts it out. Doesn't affect friend. He continues to hold the angle. NAF swings in with a shadow spin. And the aim punch throwing the aim of friend right off for the retake and defuse of NAF. 8-2 for Liquid.
And it's almost a bit of a shame because in some of these rounds, it's been, get Jorko, we might have a chance. It's happened so frequently. They've been able to punish the AWPer. He's having a very difficult time on this A defense. He's trying to back up. He's getting caught in the geometry. Ends up falling. But then the retake just comes in and it looks so clean, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if we're looking at Liege, if we're looking at NAF, we're looking at Malbs. All the riflers are just so calm with it.
It's not a bad effort for a set of pistols on BETCLIC. Now they've got their rifles to try and recover what they can in the half. 4 rounds, the best they can do on T side. The mid fights of JT attempting to get involved. No early opening frags for either team. There's 3 men in mid to have to receive. And 2 T side players just going to hold up in garage. Liquid. Pull rotators back into the B bomb side. Jorko will join NAF and JT out towards Vent, who will strike exist down.
Yeah, Prism is struggling to get an adaptation as a caller. How do we try and defeat them? Pressure towards A on the contact. You've got Malms that's just jiggling on the off.
Prism walking right into him, had the Molotov in his position. Clock Q will get the frag on a return. Man advantage remains here for the CT forces. They will concede that A bomb site for now. The Molotov driving NAF back. Bomb now on site, plant for default as Clock Q gets caught. Trying to find an angle above the rafters. On top of the forklift, Liege backstab. Not detected by Friend, not even sussed out. Demo now, a 1v4 to try and win. Well, I like the first fight, not the second though. Liege staggers his peak. Gets Liquid up to 9 rounds.
And very disrespectful there from NAF. He's got no teammate that's close by. No one highway, A main, instantly. What does he do? Get up on the truck, look to try and take a fight. Now, if he loses that duel to the forklift player, that's a 3v3 and Liquid can't trade him. But I think that's because confidence is so high, the experience is up there with some of these boys. They don't mind creating risk and creating plays because they're hitting everything right now. Oh, the Poles are getting absolutely battered. There is no success coming anywhere right now.
Yeah, they're having a bad time. A buy of sorts is available to them. You can see how careful they are to peeking into Jorko's hands, though, the AWP. Shoulders attempting to bait him. Flashbang is sent, pulls out of position. Might reface to the other checkers entrance and leans up the demo to get that kill in. See that second player peeking up to put Molotovs in this position. He missed that second shot. Forced away to the backside. NAF. M4 now starts to feel some pressure as Flashbangs and Smokestar coming in against the T-side line. The execution is in full swing. BETCLIC yet to actually act with the bodies. Ball back beyond the smoke, gets spammed away by Elise, who takes Clock Q down to 5-on-3.
And now Malbs is even keeping eyes on towards mid. Are they going to expect another A player?
Making noise towards it, Malbs. Swings in a prism. JT will be heard, heads are turned to the side, he's forced to find the first man. Malbs just gets so much damage off on Friend. Even if he gets that returning frag, he's not bound for the next fight. Jorko and Elige in a similar position, but it's a 3v2 still for Liquid here. Elige is watching for the vent wrap as soon as he gets this kill on Friend. End of the round, end of the half, 15 seconds. They have to make a move here, BETCLIC. Friend will check that corner, drop in to get the headshot together. Okay, a chance may have opened up.
And then try and get out towards that bomb site. No HE available for the CTs.
Jorko walks in to exist, gives up his life. NAF alone, a 1v2. He's been great in his position before. Isolating the first player, but not the second this time. A small spark of life from BETCLIC. Third to the board of the T side, but 9 for Liquid. They are in a commanding lead.
Yeah, they're showing their experience. They're showing their depth. And unfortunately for BETCLIC, I don't think there was a lot of errors being made in that first half. It's not as if we were seeing, let's say, missed util or overpeaking in man advantages. They were just simply not good enough with the quality against the opposition that they're up against. And I think right now, I don't even know how you can adapt. I don't know how you can change when you're losing a lot of fights, when you're getting out-called. There's only so much that you can adjust with tactical timeouts and looking for vision with the in-game leader.
Stake odds favour Liquid even more heavily now. Can't really blame them. Liquid into the T side. This is the half they've got the majority of their rounds against BETCLIC in that opening series and that previous match affair in the group stage. Pushing their way into the B-bomb site. Good shot by Friend. Jorko will fall for it. Second man of Elige. Seen beyond the smoke. Naf get in the way. Prism leans up with the USP. Just misses the swing on the bomb carrier. So bomb actually doesn't get planted. They boost up Exist instead to fight on Naf. So he'll go down, as will Mobs elsewhere. So 5-on-2 for BETCLIC. This pistol round looks like it should lock in Elige and JT, two top performers for this side, to pull off a miracle. Friend will fall first, as will Prism, feeding themselves to that P250 at range. The flash over from Heaven. Elige, another attempted pick. He gets Clocky as well. JT follows suit. Exist with one trade. Knows exactly where JT is. Around the default box, sees him, drops off, takes some damage, but dishes out the kill and keeps BETCLIC in the game.
Oh, just about. But you know Alicia's going AK armor next round, isn't he? Straight away he's going to go up towards that rifle. 16-5. That's a 2v5 situation from the T's. And Elige almost gets themselves out. Oh my, this is just brilliant to watch from Liquid. And for BETCLIC, I mean, you know you're up against a buy. You know that they're going to be forcing come this second round. So you need to be really tight. You need to make sure that you're getting on the front foot. Liquids. Oh, what a joy.
Even though BETCLIC can take that fourth, they are nowhere near out of the woods. Buyback from Liquid, sees the AKs forced in and still fought back. Exist hits Elige. Top of the boost beyond the smoke. Advantage taken for BETCLIC early. No trades at present. No trade potential at the moment. Jorko trying to fight one out from the squeaky door as he opens up said door. Didn't think he would do that on a solo mission. Attack to 42.
And not an easy round for Liquid to recover. At least Malbs can have one of the AKs, try and duel around the boosted position. They've got a molly into the vent. The CTs are still holding fairly aggressive around the cheater position. Malbs making some noise in from mid. Very impressed towards the end of that half from Friend. He felt like the only one that was putting up some damage. Had some good shots on the pistol too.
Liquid. It's going to work their way into the mid and highway positions. Demo. Well, there's a firing squad out there. Not sure of how many players are in. Friend will get the engagement. Exist struggling a bit, but does find Jorko eventually. Mobs tagged up, 41 dead to the hands of Friend, who's still stuck around over at the forklift. Now having one kill back on rotations. The bomb's been lost to him, so all the best he can do is save his gun. And BETCLIC will mount up a defensive.
It exists, just showing the multi. And I think BETCLIC fundamentally get themselves in a really good position after that man advantage. They're not fighting for mid. They don't have a highway player. Don't have anyone in Z. What they do is they play 3 on A, 2 on B, and they play range. But also, no one's really over-peaking, are they? I mean, even Demo that was trying to take contact against those highway individuals kind of jiggles a little bit and then waits, protects, waits for that contact out from Friend. The last thing you want to do is start getting a bit cocky if you're the Poles and start over-peaking and start dueling, because that's when you're just going to lose out against this Liquid side. So that was very well controlled on A.
Well, now BETCLIC look to their 6th round, get within 3 of the lead of Liquid. CT side's working as CT side should do. See if they maintain all the way through to the end. 4 players into A main. A is clearly the attemptive target. Overwhelm the 1 player on defensive and just get the bomb plant in.
Demo, highest rated player on LAN when it comes to cash in the last 3 months, but look at him, 3 and 13. This might even be the round where he's got to step up to the plate, being the solo player on A.
Okay, I'm now going to check for him. Missing out the fight. Flashbang support of Prism definitely aids out Demo, but he struggles with the pistol player. And Liege will pick him back, but Prism returns onto him and Molbs. Bomb just denied on Jorko. JT also dead to exist. So, bit of a moment, but 4 alive overall. BETCLIC neutralizing Liquid's threats. Now face the rifles of the well and true threat here from the tier 1 side.
And I think for Liquid, as soon as they got their money line involved in the second half, that's when you expect them to close this down pretty quickly. Any kind of round streak is going to have to come from a CT basis where you're disallowing plants, just like they did in that last one. Do not give him the cash injection. Don't make it easy for Naf on the investment in the next round. The difference now being 3, and Naf is going to go down towards a Galil to get some extra util.
Not the perfect buy. Should suffice though with Liquid being where they're at. Right now exists in the aggressive angle, expecting there to be a boost player. No one's making that move on Liquid though. They're expecting a counter boost. Receiving nothing of the CT forces. Walks of JT and Elige. Fred needs to provide support to exist. It's AWP at white. Sees the utility coming in. Swings up, hits a shot. Elige down. Second man unregistered, but Exist turns his way that way at the right moment. Friend's going to abandon him. Done his job at a 5-on-3. Smokes are in the way of the garage though, so Exist will slowly sneak out of position, sneak forward in fact. Molbs is not ready for this. Oh, this is ballsy! And finally some confidence seen on the Polish side. Naf in a 1-on-5.
And that's what you want to see. That's how BETCLIC should be playing. This second half has now got some creativity about it. Great shooting coming through from the AWP, even better from the AK. Now, Liquid were definitely under the assumption that someone was out there under boost. They were trying to pre-aim it, they were trying to spam, they tried to get even the util in, but couldn't quite force the fight out in the open. I mean, even Friend is completely blinded with that first shot off. And for Liquid, look, it's a fairly similar score to what went down against, what was it, Fnatic on first map of Dust 2, 9-5. I think that was the score where it was a little bit uneasy. Right, let's go and start closing it down pretty quickly. And I think this is where you use the next couple of tacticals, if you're flashy, to just start thinking about things. Yeah, first half was pretty comfortable, pretty easy. Now the boys of the opposition are finally giving us a run for their money.
No doubt a slow start for the Poles. Now we're starting to see signs of the life that we saw in that winners game from Group B. Liquid. Receiving the fire back of the opposition. We're going to tank the Tech 9s as well, the pistol players. No choice on the matter. They've been lacking the bomb plant so far in the half. Well, Molb still swings in with that deagle towards the A main access. Demo just goes down in an instant. And no bomb with him. It has pulled a lot of distraction, at least away from the B side, which is where the real execution comes in. It would be out of Friend defend against them. Oh, that incendiary. Molbs hugging the only corner where it doesn't spread to. They might think that this is all clear. In fact, the rotations will try and indicate as such. Molbs will wait, hug that wall. Will he be forced to fight? Prism certainly receiving a fight, but he's unaware of the rafters, man.
And timing's good. Timing's really good for Malbs. Can he get any more with this deagle? No, not quite. They won't know about the heaven.
Still find the fight on the first. JT sprays, blinded beyond the smokes. Exist can't get the kill against him. The bomb has been lost to the captain. 2 more required. At least Prism's low, but so's JT, even lower than him. Molotov to clear up close space. Nobody's there though. The smoke will fade. Got access onto his position. Seen. JT crosses back. Taps the bomb once. Oh, what a headshot that is, but runs right into Friend's orb. Threatening pistols, but still not enough to get the round.
Well, that's just the classic CT incendiary, isn't it? It's rubbish now. It used to be so good. Valve just nerfed it completely. How was that going down towards Forklift and just not spreading towards Malbs? That's unlucky from BETCLIC's perspective, because that gets very expensive off of something that should have forced him out into the open. Now, the polls are showing us that there is some life in this grand final, even if the expectation shouldn't be. Exist is up towards 17, Friends up on 13. The numbers for the other boys might be low, but the difference is only 1 now on the score.
BETCLIC offer threat. Now, despite 2 players being at 4 frags apiece, Exist was top of the board. Now he's dead. JT kicks things off with the entry in mid. Orp still scoping on Friends, seeing the shoulders, getting caught by the secondary pink of Naf. Man advantage remains. The bomb still back at Sunroom. Non-committing just yet. They're so spread out on the CT side that one more pick will just do the round. Counter flashes. Jorko trying to make his move in. M4 in heaven. Sprays all good at clock you. Prism, however, in the vent. Tries to take things back to an even stance. Can't do so. Naf and Elige trade well. Demo caught back in con. May well hear the counter rotate on Mold. Will he check for him? He's not going to get the kill, even if he does. Liquid on the board on T-side.
What a spam from JT, and it just alleviates so much pressure, doesn't it? When your in-game leader strikes early, you can then just start grouping. Very clean trades out to B. I know that there's a bit of threat with that boosted player up from the vent, but Elige makes sure that he gets dealt with. And it's just the fundamentals being done right from Liquid in that last round. Grouping together, playing off of each other, executing the bomb site with a late lurk out A. 10-8. The CT economy line is okay for a reinvest, but lose this, you'll go down 8-12. There'll have to be an eco for the Poles.
This shot from Naf on the AWP picked up the first contact in mid. He actually goes down to the wallbang, attempts a prism. Starting face and fight now. Jorko grabs the big green. But BETCLIC are the man up.
Yeah, BETCLIC have got a pretty heavy read towards A right now. They don't have much of a B defense from Clocku. And Friend gets smoked off, so it opens up mid-access to go into vent territory. Liquid are grouping pretty much everyone outside of A, just leaving JT as the extremity.
We will draw attention in towards the B bomb site, but not enough. Still 3 players on defense. Nades placed a little bit early. Molotov's being sent in though. Exist ready to receive the player over at the squeaky door. Can't get a kill against him. It's actually Elige that wins the fight instead. Demo now. Over at the forklift. Mold thinks it's clear, but not clear enough. Advantage maintained by the CT forces. Bomb's going to rotate right back. JT tries to fight him all the same, making noise. But the push forward of Clock, you should have won this round already. Bomb to be received. Jorko checks for it. Elige still wins that fight, so not quite won it just yet. JT snuck in. Re-smokes out. Friends AWP checking. Insinuates the backside. JT's waiting for the swing. He'll get a kill. Secondary man out there at tree. Also moves forward and JT cuts him down. He lost Elige in the meantime. HG's onto him with a slight speed advantage. Demo, who swings up rather quickly. The AK can't adjust. The M4 takes him back. And BETCLIC responds.
That's a very good mid-round there from JT. They're struggling towards A. Yeah, they get a pick, but they keep getting blocked by util. So going through there is basically a death wish. They cut a very good rotation. They recognized that there could have been a press out towards B main, so it was a good heads up. They get that 1-for-1 trade. And then right there, I mean, that's just pure aggro from the CTs to put pressure on that clutch, to put pressure on the bomb side. JT's anticipating an early swing from Heaven. They swing Heaven, they swing Tree. They instantly come on the vent rotation out from Checkers. Can't quite get that timing to get the bomb down and get ready for the fight. Nearly, but not to be. The clutch for the in-game leader fails, and it's another round for the Poles.
So close for the captain. Jorko now. Back on the AWP. Bomb plant bonus for Liquid. Not back a peg on lost bonus at least. Clock you. Leaning forward. Blocked off on vision to the T side by the smoke. They're actually now just wrapping around this corner. Molotov sent towards position. Over at Checkers first up. Morbs may have seen him. Indeed he has. Clock Q received. Flashes don't affect them too much though. That man stands alone in the back. Prism needs backup and needs it right now because he's overwhelmed. Liquid will take 11.
I tell you what, they're doing well to try and close out Cash considering they're playing 4v5. I mean, this is insane, right? We're seeing some really heavy carries from Elige, Malbs and Naf to get them in. And not often in a grand final do you see your main AWPer going 7 and 15. But I think the rifle pack's just too solid, isn't it? We've seen that in the first half and in the second.
Whilst BETCLIC and a rifle pack a success for a little bit. He's just been stuck at 17 kills for a while now. They have 2 elements of drag factor. Demo not nearly as exciting as he's proven to be over the course of the competition now.
And you might say, Jay, that he's the most experienced player here for the polls. He's got the most amount of LAN maps played on HLTV. He's won the most LANs out of any teammate at 4. So to see him underwhelming on your map pick, nah, it's not encouraging.
Liquid. That's the momentum once again. The CTs are going to try and take it away from them though. HG's the reveal, the flash forward into the waiting arms of Morbs, who does get a kill with Naf. But Prism takes 2 back on that M4. No damage continues to compound. Are they ready for Checkers? Absolutely not. Exist finds Elige, finds the bomb. When flashes come forward, the M4 leans in, but Jorko hits one through the smoke. Trying to make amends. Naf sees an awkward spray come against him, but Demo doesn't quite win the fight clean. He gets a kill in the end. Jorko alone now. Time to step up. 8 deep, 9 deep. 2 to his name. 1 more to go. It's AWPer v AWPer, but AWP v AK. The smoke fades. Friend sees him and cuts him out of the picture. 10 for BETCLIC.
A frustration from Liquid because that is a scrappy buy. That is not a good investment from the opposition. They've got, what, MP9s and they're pop flashing through. They should be ready for that. They've got the NWP in the sunroom. They're playing passive outside of B. They should be able to back up there. They kind of get caught in no man's land. They've got to take some uncomfortable duels. And even though the first half was a complete whitewash, it wasn't competitive by any stretch, this has been a cracking showing from them to recover things. And I think it gives you true belief from both Spiro and Prism, even if we might not believe it, they certainly do, that this is on. This is a grand final that they can win.
When it looks so unlikely from the outset, when it looks so confident from Liquid. Did not expect this when they were up 9-3. Now 11-10. Jorko's look of frustration knowing how close he got to being the hero of the moment. Elige once again pops out for an opening in mid. 21st kill of the game for him on Prism. There's the players that sandbags, Molotovs against him, forced to utilize that smoke. Swing comes in of Demo, deals with Elige. Naf is low, 8 HP, no support around him. Somehow he can't get that kill in though. USP's pulled out by Demo and does find the man.
And they can accelerate towards A. They know that it was a heavy mid-take.
No one on the site, held off by the smoke at Highway. Re-smoke comes down to block that access. The AWP, a friend, a Molotov at the truck to try and suppress him. He'll still hold the angle, still hold the position on the outskirts of the site, but no one can lean in at present. They're going to wait for the utility to fade away before the CTs make their move. And Jorko's got a crack angle held. Just seeing a shoulder, does not go for the shot. Flash is sent, he hits on Demo. Leans back in for a second. Clock you, gets him on return. Advantage for BETCLIC, but time's running short against them. Incendiary doesn't do anything. They see that one player on a default. JT can use to hold, 2 to line up. AWP takes him down, and Morbs just holds. That's all he needs to do until Friend hits the kill. They've got it under the fuse. The Molotov's on the bomb. Clocky will tank the damage. No kit. Kit is actually available to him, actually. I thought for a second that it might have been a bit too late. But BETCLIC are all the way back.
Well, Jorko is looking like an absolute rookie at the moment. He is so wide on that truck angle as soon as he gets that first kill. He just needs to get one and then sit and then either swing again or wait for a contact to come from somebody else. Look how wide he is. It's an easy kill. And it's just inexperience. That's the only thing that can be said.
Liquid are overwhelmed from the numbers game from the start of the round. The 2 picks in mid. Look at this from Exist. Counter boost. Clutching them. Adjustments there from Elige. Secondary man in position. Beyond the smoke, Elige doubles up. Trying to once again be the difference maker, as is Naf. Back to the B site at Checkers. Molotov to force a player into the open, which ClockQ is going to fight that he's going to win. Now Demo stands alone. Will he get checked here in Shroud? Yes, he will. Still finds the pick against. Turn back towards the Squeaky Door, expecting a second man to be involved from a split play, but no. Elige just walks through that smoke, gets 3 in the round. Puts up map point for Liquid at last.
And what a round from Elige and Naf. I mean, for him to just get 2 over the boost, Naf to pressurize B, slow down the rotates, get another. Oh, it's so frustrating. You've done so well to get it to 11-11. And then it's the Vets that just close out now for Liquid, get themselves onto 12. The money is not looking great for the CTs. That AWP needs to stay in and certainly will do. Well, that's why you've got Elige and Naf on this team, isn't it?
Ruining BETCLIC. Effective and efficient. Map point for Liquid, only one available to them though. BETCLIC not going to buy, are going to fight back. And fight back hard for Exist, kicks things off. Elige down to the 19th frag of this top rated player again. He's been very slow in these latest few rounds. Bren picking up the mantle, the impact. And Demo coming into life of his own, only on a FAMAS for this round. Prism on an SMG, it's a weaken from BETCLIC. At least they've got the start.
It's a tough A-hold from the CTs. Not only does Demo not have that M4, but he doesn't have a teammate in sight. He's got, what, Friend on the AWP that's going to be out from Highway. So if he gets pressured by the door players, he's going to need 1, maybe 1.5 kills.
Mobs finds Demo. Overwhelms the back site. A's been taken. Plant is secured. CT still scrambling to get into retaking positions, so they have to make this retake work. Naf. AK was set in the open, does back away. Smoke to cover off main. 2 men on site, 1 back at Squeaky. Now has to provide support from Squeaky. ClockQ's backstab. Is he going to check all the lockers? Jorko holds. ClockQ wraps that corner but looks away. Headshot gain. 3 men left. Prism with 1 pick. From range and a second spray. Gets picked up by Mobs at the end. Jorko follows it up and JT closes out the last. Crisis averted for Liquid. They take map 1 a cash. 13-11.
Oh, just about. That was a 9-2 score there for Liquid, and it goes all rounds in regulation. Heartbreak for the Poles. What a second half that was from them. So close in so many moments in the first half to just about getting a few more T rounds, but I think it's just the difference of the scoreline always hurts when you're down by that.
Yeah, they just didn't do enough early enough, unfortunately. I mean, ClockQ is still at single-digit frags at the end of that map up too, so even he had a very awkward performance of his own right. Again, I mentioned Demo and how well he's been performing throughout the course of the competition. He also was near the bottom end of the board for the BETCLIC Apogee side, and so just being pushed down on the back foot so early on, it wasn't to be, it wasn't enough, and it is not their own map pick taken away by Liquid. Must be feeling good right now. Back down to the floor with Coach DP.
Yeah, Nav, I've seen you doing, you know, a little bit of flirting with the chef up there. Did he feed you something something amazing today or what?
Of course, he's had amazing food every day. And also shout out to you guys for even having a chef here. It's really nice. We appreciate it as the players.
That's good to hear. Maybe that's why you're playing so good. Maybe BETCLIC should get some of the same food, because that was a close one to give them their respect. Do you think that experience got you guys over the line in the end?
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like we also threw. Like, the game should have been like 13-6, but we just threw like stupid runs. I don't know, Liquid in grand finals.
All right, well, it's about to be second map, guys. Don't go anywhere. Short break, then we'll be back.
Liquid do hold on to the opening map of the Grand Finals. The pick of the boys of BETCLIC. It was not good enough on this occasion, and now Liquid are the overwhelming favourites for the rest of this best of three. State Gods have them 1.03 to 9.0 on the money lines, which is quite extreme to say the least. I mean, look, it was credit to the boys of BETCLIC for bringing the comeback in the end, but just not enough impact from not enough players way too early on. They need to not let that happen for Anubis.
Yeah, we all know that Naf doesn't show a huge amount of emotion, but he looked like he was crashing out, bro. You could not believe that went down 13-11. And, I mean, take this for a moment. The 33-year-old in-game leader for Little Mix has had a higher rating in this tournament than Jorko has, and that fella couldn't even win a map in the group stage. It's got to be a testing affair for Liquid right now.
Well, look, if you're going to criticize Jorko, you've got to criticize guys like ClockU and Demo, who didn't really have the best of maps themselves. I think ClockU ended less frags than Jorko did throughout the course of that particular opening map. Demo was, again, as I've said it before, I'll say it again, because it really is important to state, he is one of the most impactful players for BETCLIC across the tournament. No impact whatsoever in that opening map up. That was yours. That was your own pick. We've seen you win it against Liquid in the past. It took a bit of an overtime, sure, but even you've been able to make a commanding lead happen above this side in this competition on that map. That needed to be a good win to set yourselves on pace, because we're going into Anubis, a map that could well have been an opportunity for a 2-0, given how well BETCLIC have played on the map up in this tournament thus far, and now it's no longer an option. It's
definitely difficult to criticize the players over on Poland because of the level of the expectation. I'd say that first half, they got completely minced, right? You're down 2-9, everyone's losing fights, you're getting outcalled individually. They came into the second half, and there was a little bit of life. I think Exist was trying to create some moments, Friends looked better, but they weren't themselves. And the way that they performed in the quarters and the semis, they had this freedom around them, this aura, that disappeared, even in that comeback. So they really need to try and find that again going into Anubis.
And they lost it against Liquid in the third map of the Group B game, and Stake has them to concede it once again. Liquid at 1.22 to 3.80 for the map itself. Want to take those odds, use Pulse at 35 at Stake and place $30 down and get yourself a $35 bonus. Legion Naf quickly into the pistol round. T-side starts, not wasting any time for the Liquid camp. They are overwhelming BETCLIC, and in a matter of moments, this round over already.
And Naf is just had enough. Instantly charging in towards mid, instantly getting success, and he might be on for more.
And finally gets cut down by ClockU. And Prism move together and move quick into the bomb site. No individual fights be taken here by Liquid. They're going to hide behind harder cover until they have to swing together, as Jorko will catch that kill on ClockU. Prism stands alone. 1v3. Many to see, many to find, and no one to face. Finally, it's a calm chance, but Miles puts him in the grave, and the pistol win goes the way of Liquid again.
And Nav's going to be very hungry for this title. We've mentioned it a few times. The last tournament win for Liquid was October 2022, the IEM Road to Rio Americas RMR. The one before that for the organization and for NAF, mate, IEM Chicago in 2019. That's a long time without silverware. And yeah, it might be against tier 2 competition, and it might be a Nordic land without the stage and the global atmosphere. It doesn't matter. A trophy's a trophy, and Liquid are coming for it.
That they are. Okay, fair enough, Exist. Good shot. Prism falls in turn. Man down on the B lean from the BETCLIC side. Of course, they haven't forced the issue into this round. They just got to upgrade pistols. Execution should set in pretty nicely for the Liquid camp, and indeed, JT finds ClockU. Negan of Exist will creep into the back lines, maybe catch an exit frag. But the retake seems like it's very much off the table.
This Deagle had a really good opening kill out there in mid, down towards the water of Elige, but no more than that. And the eco goes as well as it normally should do, right? There's only a few upgrades, not a lot of money being invested. You get away with one kill, whatever. Focus up into the next one. And for Liquid, they've been picking quite a bit of Anubis. They've played just 6 best of 3s with this new lineup since adding Jorko and JT. 5 of them have featured the picks. So I think that gives you a pretty good indication moving forward that even against tier 1 sides, like they picked it against Spirit on land, doesn't matter. This is meant to be their #1 map in the pool moving forward.
Well, BETCLIC past the pistol and the eco into the rifles will go. M4's already to fight, exist again. Same position as last round. First strike on Morbs, not really impressive as quick as the previous, but still. Opening frag returned by Jorko directly towards Exist this time. ClockQ receiving a lead beyond the smoke and electric. That's all the counter specials cleaned up. Now Bomb's not with this B main lean. JT will find Prism as Naf will go down in trade. We've got to try and insert himself to try to cut off Jorko from the side. JT and him is isolated. Now Jorko's been revealed.
But now he's got to try and bring that bomb into A. They've got to slow the round down and force rotations. Now they know that ClockQ was somewhere around the electric position. They don't quite know where Demo is. All about timing. JT, ooh, it's really good for him. Oh, and he's even got a Galil rather than an AK. Demo's going to get drawn in towards this B bomb site. And yeah, I mean, what a weird timing this entire round has been.
Thought that JT turning his head away was going to cost him the round, but no. Back's turned towards main, though. Jorko could still find an advantageous fight over him. Demo waits. Smoke down, but he's revealed. Kill gets found. Incendiary towards the bomb planter. JT does get hurt, tagged up. Demo makes a little bit of noise. JT puts some utility out to flashbang his way forward. Peak doesn't come in from the pole. JT plants that bomb, and now Demo moves, revealing himself. JT will be heard to the back site. Swinging a hit from JT as Liquid continue with 3.
Yeah, Liquid were brawling quite a lot in that round, but you'd have to say we're pretty unsuccessful out on that B bomb site. Elise struggled to create impact out from electric. The first swing from main also doesn't go their way. There was a good sight hold coming in for the poles, and then JT just recovers it. He's been really good in clutches, not just in this grand final, but across the playoff bracket, even the group stage.
There's another clutch up for Liquid. JT and Jorko, the top fraggers at present, 5 apiece in the first 3 rounds for the T side. An interesting note to note as well in this context, it was Liquid that picked Anubis, BETCLIC picked the CT half. Same half they started in the third map of the last best of 3. Anubis very faced Liquid last. SMG trying to get up close here for ClockQ, Elige, and Morbs quickly deal with him and Exist. 5-7 at range here for Friend, trying to sneak a kill in, but nothing's gained. Prism does land one in the end. The rifle firepower is just too much to handle from the pistol SMG combination. Demo will still try and fight and still do some decent damage with it, but just none of those kills coming in. Look at the HP bars for Liquid at the end of that. But 4 alive.
And one of the reasons why they might want to start on that City side is look at how they played in the semis against Johnny Speeds. I know that it's a different caliber of opposition, right? It's a brand new team, but they went 11-1 on their City side after losing Pistol. They just pumped Draken and Hampers. So in the mind there of the in-game leader of Prism, let's start on that basis. Let's try and stay positive. And while they're getting some good opening picks around the mid area into B, they are 0-4 on the deficit. Now they've got the AWP up for Friends.
Perhaps Johnny Speeds is a bit too much of a higher caliber by comparison, or lower caliber rather by comparison for Liquid's perspective. Nades sent into the center of mass of Liquid's buy-up. BETCLIC. Max loss bonus, so we'll see the M4s in play. Swing up of the AK of Naf, not able to stabilize the spray on this one. ClockQ gets in Prism, follows up on Elise. Jorko's AWP responds to 1. Man advantage is maintained, the CT's happy to avoid him.
Well, Jorko can't do much outside of B. What they need to do is find a kill elsewhere. Someone towards mid, somewhere around the T stairs. BETCLIC have looked incredibly strong around the first 20 to 30 seconds of these rounds. It's when it gets deeper into the round, that's where they lose their quality and start getting outclassed. JT and co. just contacting water.
Right, it's good. Morbs caught. Down to 2. JT and Jorko. Separated, but both leaning into the B-bomb side. No one's watching Electric right now, so JT's got an easy line of access. Player does look towards him, does get tagged up, but JT gets the kill. ClockQ drops the bomb. And Jorko just getting rid of that AK to hold on to the AWP. No choice in the matter. No time to reclaim the bombs at access, so BETCLIC Yet their first round of Anubis.
And Clocku is starting to feel it a little bit more. He's playing around the electric position. He's multi-fragging. He's getting the one-up over Elige. You go, what, 7 and 18 on map number 1, 33 on ADR. That's poor. That's not a good performance at all. You come up here, get yourself the first round for your side. You end up with a triple. A little bit more like it. Chalko to hold on to that AWP. Only 2 to stay alive from the CTs.
Opening round for BETCLIC to lean into more. Of course, an AWP was saved for Liquid's perspective. And the rebuy available on everybody else. Of course, AK's out. Friend's AWP leans in. AWP v AWP battle does not go well for Jorko. JT fragged first on the boost up, so Friend removes the pillar of Jorko support. Quite literally, man advantage taken by BETCLIC.
Well, they're certainly not afraid, are they? I think a lot of people could have expected the way that the Poles would play in the server come this second map, be quite defensive, maybe not take a lot of fights because you're going up against Liquid, and you know how the first half of map 1 went down. But no, they're very keen to duel, very keen to look for openers. And at the moment, there's a bit of movement away from A. You've got Demo, who is the A player. You mentioned struggled on map number 1. Can't afford to let that happen again.
Only got 1 kill thus far, supported by the SMG of Prison. It's caught on the drop-off. Poor timing there, the execution's fully inbound from Liquid. Molb's going to spread out to the backside. Search towards Heaven, Demo will hear him, take the fight and take him down. It's a bit more encouraging for the man. Man advantage has been held in. And Elige going to keep pressing towards the back lanes, try and clear them out.
As long as Elige and Naf are alive, doesn't matter what the disadvantage may be, it's on.
Okay, so in point, Naf takes exist. Demo back turn, does win that fight. Naf with another one, and Clockyu takes him. It's on Jorko now, AWP in hand. 1v2, watching Heaven. Flashbangs go over, he doesn't get affected by it. The Molotov will force him out into a fight which he can't win. He's burning, dead. Retake success comes in for BETCLIC, second to the board.
At least just needed 1. Naf was doing very well to swing up there from the bricks, but you know that Heaven player just providing a little bit more may have helped out that crossfire. And if you're the AWP and you're in the flames, you've got to hit that shot straight away and then almost go out towards the pistol. Doesn't quite happen. The Poles string a couple together, and I'd say the entries are pretty clean on the bomb site there from the T's. Just couldn't quite hold off against the onslaught of players coming around that beach, that storage area, flying in.
Liquid now worn down on an economy basis. Going to fast rush it in. AK set here from Clock. He doesn't know who to aim towards. So Molbs and Jorko overwhelm them. M4 fight from Exist. Finding Elige at the gap. Is there a smoke available? There's a flashbang, which Exist tanks right in the face. Peeks towards it anyway. Friend can only do so much now with the AWP. 4 on 2, the T's. Overwhelmed significantly here. Save call by Friend and Demo. Been rushed out.
Well, that may be the worst sight hold we've seen from BETCLIC across the entirety of the playoffs. What is going on there? Prism, nothing. Clocku, nothing. And that's a weakened investment. There's not even mass AKs. There's Galils, there's MAC-10s, there's upgraded pistols, and they've been completely popped. They need to be getting at least a kill each, maybe even 3 kills between them. Liquid get up to 5, and I think that's what makes Liquid so scary in this overall bracket in the grand final, is that even on the limited buys, they still are so threatening.
Terrorists win.
Fast play out. There's nothing secured by the CT forces. Liquid responding to the 2 rounds of BETCLIC with sheer confidence on a rifle basis now that they can contend with. The masses of Exist not exactly ideal on his own setup. He's going to try and fight first. No for opening frags for the CT forces in mid. They're forced away, but the M4's picked up on the B side. Boost into the AK. Mobs unable to hit the contact shot of the player up top. So out of dodge will start to lean into electric. Mobs. Molotov's miss, counteracted by the TT forces though. Swing in, oh, awkward from Clockyu. That's not looking good for him. Prism also overwhelmed. He takes one big back. Demo again caught out towards A main. And Friend and Exist 2v4 surely have no chance.
Nothing in this one. And kind of similar to how that first half of Cash went down. They're just getting out-dueled. I mean, you look at that, you can't be whiffing. And any time you look slightly sloppy individually, you're just going to get wrecked. You're going to get destroyed by the opposition. Exist on the walkout. Late lurk from Elige.
Elige catches the AWP. The M4 at least gets him in return. Liquid on 6 rounds. Minimums for the half. In a rather early two. The last of the news meeting between the two sides, Liquid had a commanding lead. Well, the true competition came down from the polls, but it's just so hard to see it shaping up now. Tactical timeout has been called in. BETCLIC. 4 to make up.
But just look at it from the perspective of Friend and Exist. You've not lifted a title on LAN in almost 2 years, and yet you're getting a rematch versus Liquid where you nearly 2-0'd them in the group stage. Like, you should come in with the mindset that this is on, that this is a game that we can give towards the favourites, even if it has to be an upset, even if it has to be a massive victory. It's been a valiant performance to recover Cash, but, I mean, out here on Anubis, it's being outclassed again. It's difficult to watch at times. And it's such a shame from what they've done across this playoff bracket. I mean, to drop 17 rounds in back-to-back best-of-3s of quarters and semis combined, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Friend shot onto Molbs, finally kicks things off for BETCLIC. SMG in from Exist, not nearly as successful as JT swings up to immediately respond to the opening contact. Four on 4 established. The convergence of the B site also being set up here. Electric being cleared out by Elige. 2 men was main. The bomb's going to go ahead and join them. Rotating from Jorko. Back to Spawn. The AWP sees what's going on. Friend catching a picture of that with Clockyu on Elige. JT to respond back. Another missed shot by the AWP. Liquid forced to back away.
A lovely shooting in from Friend, and now blockage of that smoke towards main just allows the settlement a boost up behind. I'm looking at Friend thinking, is he going to be on for a 4K? I mean, he might be. He's looked incredible in this round.
Another respawn to block the access. Liquid are going to make a move. Going to be a last second move. JT rotating towards mid, seeing nothing. Or posted a Jorko's position. Smoke fades, does not see him, he backs away. Smoke up, AWP connects him. JT, 1v3, baited the AWP shot, swing of the SMG. A 3rd round for BETCLIC.
Yeah, so JT just gets outside of B, tries to fate that he's moving towards mid in a hope that they can catch a rotation, that maybe one of the CTs leaves that B bomb site. They're not moving at all. And why would you, when you've got a player out from jail, just sit there and tuck? Friend, what a shot that was against Nav.
Even he can't believe it. BETCLIC still a lot to bring back overall. They lost out a 9-3 half in the last map proceeding. They can't really afford to let that happen again. It's still possible. The way the Liquid are playing, you certainly wouldn't be surprised if it did come through. Broken by State though. A lot of space being given up towards mid to try and work with. Two of those riflers in contention. Flashes forward, but the CT extension towards main struggles to get any of the kills. The AK spray is absolutely manic from Demo. He does go down to the end. Exist with a trade back. Clock you with a responsive, but he has no idea of the second man that's out there. Jorko on 4 points of health, distracting as the CT's played place with the T side line. They drop that bomb. Prism with a response. Exist finally gets the kill he's looking for. Manic and messy, but BETCLIC still come out on top.
Yeah, let's just all forget that that round happened. That was not pretty from either one of those squads. That was uncomfortable in from A main, not easy from the T side either. But at least from BETCLIC's point of view, you're getting a bit of a round streak, aren't you? You're starting to hit that economy of the opposition. You're starting to make it feel a bit uncomfortable with the funds. If you can make it 6-6, then it's game on.
Two of the goods. Made damage is good to start. T's group into the A site. Demo and Exist to receive them. Exist. Trying to reach that standout level that he was over on Cash. Never chance to really get going. The first contact, gets two of those kills, it's triple in the end. Doing more than enough now to close down the round. Backup is on the way, and the AK is also in support. Deals a NAF. Malige also will be overwhelmed with the numbers. All five alive. There's no concerns for the next round investment, no concerns. The rifle basis and Liquid should also have their full sets. Harsh Nico to afford such a thing. Let's see if I can get the half.
And no matter what the outcome is of this grand final, this only looks positive for the Polish organisation. The last 3 lands that they were a part of, they're all getting grouped. And now, with a brand new roster, you're at a grand final. Friends, that AWP getting a boost up to try and look towards first contact in the canal.
On down a pond, no one's going to the boost up. Leisure's thinking about it. No backup dancer there to support him. Nades also landed a bit too deep. Peacemates come down to the house as the BETCLIC boys decide to back away. Still fighting for the mid-access. The Orb is happy to respect it. Over at main in the meantime, you've got Demo potentially having a fight against the likes of Molds. Naf caught first, damaged up, taken down by Prism, but Clock you falls in turn. Friend lands on JT. Exist swings the strike. Elige faster to the responsive, 3-on-3.
What a shot coming out of Elige. Unfortunately, no split. Malbs really needed to be successful there, so they cancel away. They start going into B instead.
Prism stands to attention. Here's him coming. Senior is a little bit too late. First man to break through, and still Elige hits the shot. 3 HP for him. Gonna be a difference maker once again.
Yeah, tough on low HP. A friend out from CT is just hoping for a pick, even just a jiggle to come out wide.
Backstabs closing in on Demo. Incendiaries. Try and contest. Elige hits that spray, even with the HP down on him.
Instant heal, bro. Instant.
Liquid do claim that last Surgeons, that 7th round of the turn of the half, winning the half above BETCLIC.
I really can't believe that Elige has been able to deal with the in-game leader after being mollied and forced out into the open. It just tells you the quality, the overall level of some of these tier 1 guys. It's mental to watch. Incredible shooting and a decent first half. I think Liquid will be a little bit disappointed in themselves that they didn't threaten as much, because I think they could have got themselves 8, even 9 rounds at certain points where the economy game was going. But what they're showing is they're still making it very difficult for the underdogs.
And the State Gods still have Liquid as favourites in the map. Lige gets caught on the jump up, will get caught back at the opening pick of BETCLIC. They do lose the opening fast of their own, however. Friends, P250, another good shot onto Naf in the back lines. Jorko contesting. Beyond that smoke, can't see much more, can't do much more. BETCLIC have the B site and a man advantage.
Well, they went for an info play and didn't see anything. And with Jorko getting a pick elsewhere, that was the tell that there was nothing outside of B. Elige got caught flat-footed completely.
Flashes force them back. Gucci's onto Molbs. Needs to get a kill to get it back to a 3-on-3. What a shot that is for the kill we're looking for. Losing JT though. Responds to Demo. 2-on-2. Exist and Friend have wasted enough time. The PT50 comes out. The decision is being stuck. But Friend comes up with his triple. The round tips the way of BETCLIC, an all-important one. Now on to equalise.
Well done from Friend, because not only does he catch Elige aggressively outside of B, but he gets that first rotator. What was it, Naf from mid that was coming back into Temple? He gets deleted. And that's the key one to getting the bomb down with the man up. Nice shooting coming in from Malms, but not enough. Sparrow recognises we're in a really good position right now. We're going over towards the T side. The difference is only one. There might be a force buy from the opposition. Let's just keep things calm. And look at how we were, what, 2-9 down on the first half of Cash, and we made it all rounds of regulation. Let's go and try and achieve something a step further, not just compete in the scoreline, but actually get this to a third map decider of Nuke.
Pause time. Chance to talk things out because that one did come down to the wire. And Liquid going to opt to force the issue. Saw this against Fnatic earlier today. Force on force on force. Build up the loss bonus, build up the money line, build up into a rifle buy. Default search of Demo may have heard the aggressive stance of Molbs, but can he try and deal with him is the question. Will he even want to?
Well, mid is always open. When the CTs have made info that they're clearing out the canals, the T's prodding in towards mid is a good decision. It's a good adaptation now. And where they go with it might depend on where the contact is. If they can keep walking into camera and towards A, they'll just try and block util in A main, and it might be round over. It might just be a 5-on-5 save.
Yes, MG of Naf will check, spot shoulders, back away immediately. Demo hoping that he can catch the man in main, not aware that Molbs has pushed forward, I guess. He must have come back in from that aggressive stance, but Naf get cleaned up by ClockQ for the trade, so the 4-on-4 Friend, his teammate Galil of Prism. Both players combining the frags, removing Elige and JT. From Jorko and Molbs with no real chance here, not with the downgrade weapons, not with the 2-on-4. BETCLIC. And Jorko's going to try and go for his ninja. Unfortunately, they are a little bit too close, so he will get caught off. Takes Friend with him at least. BlockQ. To avoid the bomb blast here. We're all squared off, 7 apiece.
And this is where we do need to give credit to BETCLIC as a side that actually quite enjoy playing Anubis. I know that for Liquid, it's the #1 map in the pool. They're picking it against Vitality and G2 and Spirit. But when you look over on the opposition, it's the most picked map across this LAN. Even in the Super Drac LAN that they played back in June, they were picking a lot of Anubis there. So because it's been introduced into the pool and it's been quite successful throughout this tournament, you know that BETCLIC are going to feel comfortable on it. And I mean, the scoreline's now 7-7.
He's trying to pull an exist there in the mid control. And I want to hit a headshot, so he's not going to be impactful to any sort of responsive that Liquid will gain. Blocking smokes, Deagle. Can't find the contact, can't find the kills. Meanwhile, the CT's forced forward, and ClockQ's forced to act out against the extension towards the B-bomb site. Site is now properly open, although they are still sieging A, so they're going to continue with this. These and JT are on the scene. But again, just limited by the weapons, limited by the eco. Trying to get that one exit at least, aware of the boost up. JT. The 1-on-5 to have to maintain. BETCLIC will be in the lead. And in the lead for the first time in the grand final.
And statistically, Clocku is not a strong Anubis player. It's one of his worst maps in the entire pool. The last 3 months on LAN, he's averaging a .99 rating. Now, he had a shocker on map number 1. He wants to put him past him. He's now come out onto map 2, and he's over 110 ADR. He's having a good game. Now, we'll have to keep an eye on that when we go through these next few gun rounds. But from Liquid, they were up 4-0, 6-2, and now they're down by 1.
BETCLIC. Chance to truly surge ahead. The M4 in this fight for NAF, though, takes down 2 of the first contactors. A HE from Elige supports against Exist. And in a matter of moments, within 30 seconds of the round start, BETCLIC are wiped out.
Well, you know my pet peeve, Jay, has missed you till look at that lurk smoke from the T side. It's not landed. It's over towards jail. It gives NAF so much of an opportunity to abuse that smoke, spam in it, and give easy access towards the main players.
And the dead bodies littered in front of the main entrance. Disaster class from BETCLIC, just when they were starting to look positive too. (2v5) to work for Demo and Friend. They're going to opt to look to save here. Splitting up from each other. Taking passive space. And as quickly as BETCLIC take a lead, they lose it.
And that's just Liquid recognizing very quickly it's time to step up to the plate. And NAF performed at a super high level out there on map number 1. And the numbers might only indicate that the rating was light, but you consider that he's an anchor, some of the positions that he's playing, he was superb. BETCLIC have Demo and Friend to hold on to 2. Rebuy is not going to have an issue. Only 1 AK picked up from Elige out there in main. And Liquid get it to 8-8.
Nice, guys. Keep it going.
Rifles can still be bought by BETCLIC. Have another chance. Have another go at Liquid contention. Walk forward from Exist, may find that contest too. No one watching him. Orp of Jorko is now going to start watching from the camera entrance. Will he be ready for it? Yes, he will be.
Exist thought he had the best timing in the world to walk mid there, but being watched upon. 2 defenders out on aim, 3 on beam. The AWP is always going to spot contact. Just didn't have info on where the AWP was. And now for BETCLIC, I mean, where do you go? You don't have mid space anymore. You've got players in from the canal. You've got a player outside of main. So B split looks like the best option.
Friend seeing the shoulder, shot connects, JT down, flash forward to the M4, they try and engage, but NAF can't get all of that spray. Demo's so low, and Prism's ready for the swing of Molbs, hoping to try and punish against them. AWP scope swing up from Elige, finds Friend, bomb dropped as a result of that secondary kill is landed. He's 38 HP, Elige is doing it on his lonesome again. Is he ready for clock queue? No, he's not. He's focusing down the player that ahead of him. Prism with that swing. distracting and giving his teammate a chance to really frag back. Bomb picked up. It's recommitting to A though. Jorko has got a major chance here. Seen the jump face. Prism locked in. ClockU has got to rotate back. He's got to escape. Is he ready for the man? 10 seconds on the clock. Jorko got his knife pulled out, but ClockU gets away. Now planted to the backside. Jorko's hot on his heels. AK recovered. ClockU in the open. AK swings towards the spray, and Jorko wins 3. Barely evades the nade. And clutches it back for Liquid's lead.
Oh, ClockU's trolled. What is he doing? Why does he have Util out in the open? When you hear him going that quickly, get that bomb down and fight. It doesn't matter how low the HP bars may be commed over. It doesn't matter if they know that he's on red. You should never have Util in a clutch. Always have your gun drawn. Oh, Jorko, that's got to be a great feeling.
15 frags deep. Might have been quiet at the beginning of this half, but top fragging for Liquid. Stunning deliveries. BETCLIC can't afford to panic now. Can't afford to lose the concession. JT look to apply more pressure as he pushes in from Canals. Can tell Elige, no one's here. Focus mid. I've got water. Demo's going to try and receive him, but JT will back away. Demo's not going to swing all the way around that corner. Friend might do. Prism might do. Flash in. Now, hugging that corner is received. Swing back, and JT gets that trade back. Prism responds towards him. Elige comes back from the window. 2 for 2.
They're very disrespectful from Liquid. They win a clutch and they instantly try and press. Now, they'll be happy about getting this into a 3v3 because they know that it was heavy into the water. And Malbs is not detected. He's playing really deep on A, and Jorko's going to be the one to search.
Here's the shot for it. Friend down. Bomb getting out of dodge. Document exist. Move together as a lead to meet them. Down this corner, spray is good. Second man falls. Liquid 2 ahead. BETCLIC. Oh, they're losing their grip now.
Yeah, well, they know, just like we do, that ClockU losing that 1v1's just lost them this grand final. Because CS is a mental game, okay? And you can see it on the reaction, in the playstyle and everything about it, how disrespectful that follow-up was from JT, just pressing, over-fighting. The economy in your favor. You've got AKs on the CT side. You don't know exactly how many, but you know they've at least got one. 2 rounds the difference. It's a light and deco. This has been a valiant performance from BETCLIC, but it just doesn't feel enough.
Try and pick up the pace, try and get in Liquid's face. Jorko flashes against him, nades towards the T-side, centre of mass. Morbs can still fight. The M4 relatively close. Does get over one with the pistols in the end. 5-7 pulled out by Jorko. His AWP not suitable for the main fight. Demo can try and take him, but it's his support. The M4 picked up. They turn it into a 4-on-2 with the mid-fighter Friend. They can get it down to 1. And just when you think it's not enough, they find an extra breath of life.
Now, what is going on there? These boys don't even have armor. It's just upgraded pistols and a little bit of util. What a site collapse. Jorko gets nothing. Malbs is the A player with the M4 and he gets away with 1. And then Elige and Naf get caught rotating out from B. Well, that's a shocker. That's the worst round that Liquid have seen in this grand final.
You said it's a mental game. BETCLIC. See a spike in their mental attitude. Full pace, full focus. And now to stay locked in. The gap is still tight. The difference is only 1. Liquid with their first tack pause of Anubis.
But they need to come up with an answer on what they want to do, because they know that pressure's on and there's not a huge amount of money in the reserves. You can't afford to lose this round. Do they press the canals? Maybe have a bit of movement outside of B? Do they bring the AWP A main early? All discussions. And BETCLIC, I mean, Prism knows just as well as Sparrow, that's a gift that's not going to come very often, is it? You're not going to get a round where you can win an eco again. So make the most out of this moment.
We'll still face the rifles of Liquid. AWP, M4s, Reborts, SMG FNAF being the weakest, Elige extending beyond the mid window, but not so far as to drop into canals. He's trying to look for an aggressive fight, but nothing's presenting. BETCLIC heavy-handed in their lean towards A main, and inside A main goes the likes of Prism. He might just dry walk it out, smokes ahead of Mobs, utility in his hand. He's solo on the bomb site. Demo does go down, but he gets traded back by Prism. Jorko, oh, swung on Prism with a double, triple in fact. As Elige falls in turn in the same spray, BETCLIC are back in the game.
And just no info that they were that wide. They're expecting players to still funnel out from A main, not be there at the fishtail. Clocku to make it expensive, try and drop all the CT economy. A decent effort from Malbs to go 1 for 1, and then all the CTs just try and flood the bomb site in from camera very quickly. But Prism steps up, and he's had some very good showings across this playoffs, but not in the grand final. I mean, he was pumping Johnny Speeds individually. Exist finishes it off, and I like that Prism's not even getting loud. I mean, that's his best highlight of the final, and it's just keep it calm, boys. We've still got a job to do.
Oh, what a head scene of Elige, friend. Sees him in the mid-access to cut down any potential threat he might give. Not as much to begin with here with the pistols only. Mobs again, good with the deagle, as is Jorko finding Prism there towards mid. 3-on-3. Liquid going to try threatening this round, especially with the B side having the two defenders. P250 up close to JT, they're going to dry walk it. Exist, dinked up. Clocky with a response. Friend finds Naf. Damaging one out of Liquid. Jorko to clutch this though. That might be a bridge too far. Seeing the utility. Hits the kill against Friend. Hang on a second. Clutch available. He's 1-1 already. AK in hand. Clock Q. In the flashbang. HP advantage for Jorko, but not quite ready for the angle. Good effort again, but it doesn't deny BETCLIC at the advantage. 11-10. Base the rebuy of Liquid. Can they shut this down before overtime?
Well, we all know that if Naf's got a slightly better pistol there, he 100% gets a kill. But you don't want to overinvest on the eco, do you? You don't want to overspend. And Jorko frustrated with himself not to go and win that clutch. BETCLIC Apogee 2 away from sending this towards the decider. Wow, what a performance coming through from the underdogs again. Elige to swing out wide. AWP is hoping that he gives him a face.
And he gives him a jump face, which Friend's going to miss. Reface with utility and support. HG is coming in, going to evade against the boost. Out of dodge, out of the way. Swing, very aggressive, but doesn't find much on the spray. Prism tagged up so much, but not expecting the jump face, not expecting the aggression. Still comes out on top.
And Malbs and JT are trying to hope to catch a timing, and Malbs might catch everything. Those T players are completely left water and are regrouping towards top mid instead.
They're flashing to indicate some sort of mid-take. Moles is watching for it, but eventually they'll start to convene upon the B site.
What a read. 3 on B.
All thanks to Molds. Jorko will stick around A side just in case there is a camera play in play, but the smoke comes in towards main to block the B side execution. When the T's utility start coming down towards that cross, it will get locked out. Molotov send them have to push forward on this smoke. Respecting it for now. 3 men on defense. How they're going to do? Not much. Prism caught dead, but now the mid-action starts to take. AWP shot of Jorko misses. Backups on the way. They got an extension back towards Temple. Can he drop the bomb carrier at the right moment? Exists with a kill on Naf. 12 seconds to the clock. Shots on. There's one out of Jorko. Where's another? Oh! Jumping no scope. Friend goes down. This down to a 2v2. Malbs quickly on towards main. JT in support behind him. Exist, holds the angle, losing his life, and ClockU lines him up and knocks him down like dominoes! 12-10, BETCLIC on map point!
Oh, ClockU may have not been able to win that 1v1 on the B bomb site against Jorko on red HP, but he wins it to get the map point. How to break that round down. Looked as if the CTs had the read. If Naf hadn't smoked main, would they have come into the bomb site? They send in a single lurker for info and everybody else leaves. The AWP from Jorko misses an absolute sitter on first contact, ends up getting 2 in the end, but it's not enough. What is going on with Liquid in these second halves? 9-3 in the first half for Cash, just about got it over the line in full rounds of regulation. They then get themselves another tidy 6-2, but in the second half of their map pick, they have not come to play.
Hit and miss, blow for blow, BETCLIC. Been allowed to get back into this matchup despite the heroics from certain players. Watch this again from Jorko. How the hell do you hit a shot like that? And still lose the round. Liquid broken by for round 23. Nades on a leash already. They play things careful, they play things considerate. They do not know what Liquid have in their sets.
From a 2-0 win against Vitality and G2 to being tested against the Poles in the group stage, no one could have expected you to get tested again in the final. 12-10. Awful buy for the CTs. And for BETCLIC, this is the closing of the round. You've got all the space towards mid at the moment. You're up against the weakened buy state. You're drawing out more util as this time goes on. There's not much to block now. There's what? 1 smoke left for JT, no incendiaries left for Liquid.
Demo. What a shot on Jorko, jump facing. Head taken, A's open. Seen the SMG player, I think. Either way, it might not matter. Man advantage, site secured. Retake improbable for Liquid.
They're just blocked off for so much time in that smoke out to heaven. This is impossible.
Orp connects, JT down, Friend. And Prism combining, Friend's double should seal it. In fact, he gets himself a triple just to make sure, for damn certain, that map 3 is calling. At a 13-10 margin, BETCLIC respond to the map pick loss, taking Liquid's response of Anubis, and Nuke will be the final battleground of State Pulse Beat 1.
What is going on? BETCLIC, the plucky underdogs, the tier 2 squad in the grand final, should have no hope of being able to send this towards a decider, but a cracking performance in from Prism from a calling perspective, Demo stepping up the frag counts towards the end, and then of course that 1v2 from ClockU to get them up to 12-10.
You know, when he lost the previous clutch of his own right there, I mean, things definitely turned back in the favor of the BETCLIC side. So much going right, so much going different compared to Cash. Very clearly a map to get warmed up in, but now they're warmed up. They are hot as stone. We're going to get into our final map up after this very short interview with our boy, Coach DP.
Yes, I'm here with Kloto, and a rough one on Cash, losing your own. Then you come in on Anubis. It also looked very flat in the beginning. How did you turn it around?
I don't know, it's crazy to be honest. I think the Cash was the problem because we started really bad. We played really bad T-side, but on CT side we...
Well, the grand finals continuing on into its third and final map up, BETCLIC have bought themselves more than just a lifeline. They bought themselves a chance to take the whole damn thing. Nuke will be our final map up between these two sides, and that already intrigues me, Dwayne. On the rematch from the group stage game, we saw them down near 2-0 Liquid back when they had their 11-11 scoreline. So I want to see whether they can try and return amends this time. Stake has the odds much closer than they were at the start of the series than they were with the second map, most certainly, because BETCLIC are back in the game.
Yeah, they are. They've put in a really good shift. I mean, when you've got a Liquid side that are beating G2 and Vitality on this map, there should be no way that we go towards Nuke. It should have been closed in two. But I think the polls showed a lot of depth and resilience to fight back, even with the scoreline being down 8-10. Very nice clutch from Clocku to try and just get that game over the line. And with 5 in a row to close, I'd imagine that the confidence is going to be fairly high for the boys. They'll look at this and say, it is on to win 2-1 right now.
Can they maintain that confidence into the next map up, though? It seems so up and down from both sides. We're seeing guys that were not performing in the first map up come and surge into life into the second, and guys that were performing on Cash, for Liquid's perspective, not doing well at all. Elise and Naf actually the lowest rated players for that Anubis, versus the likes of Jorko actually became the top rated player for Liquid in that contest. Now, I'm not sure that tells the full story. There were some missed orb shots of his own right, but when it came down to the clutches, he took one, nearly took another one, and had his best tournament performance, I want to say.
Yeah, he looked okay for me on that second map. I think from Liquid overall, though, you're not really focusing on individual performances. You're focusing on how the hell is this not a 2-0? Like, we are the tier 1 squad. I know that we've been tested by BETCLIC in the past, but absolutely stomping the likes of Nine and Fnatic. For the players that they've got on this team, this is not good enough. And I'm sure that they would have got a little bit of a bollocking after map number 2 going into the third. Because if this goes another full rounds of regulation or even around that sort of ballpark, this will not feel comfortable for Liquid.
Indeed, it will not, and it will just be another notch in the bedpost for them. A team that are trying to make themselves more confident in the Counter-Strike space. The odds at stake still have them as favourites. Have had them as favourites the entire series long. Can they capitalise upon that favouritism? Use code PULSE35 if you do believe that they can. The pistols are going live. The CT side star for BETCLIC, who took the knife round. And we go live with the final map of Stake Pulse Beat 1.
Well, it's going to be an ace split, and the outside contact has not made anything against Exist. They are just walking their way deeper towards main.
Go, jump face, Dex drawn out, Prism draws first blood. The Julie's point blank in a squeaky door. Exist and Friend have got to combine, and they do manage to do so, but JT in the open space takes one more man down, needs to get a second trade, can't do so. Naf in a 1v3, can't get past the contact of Mini, and BETCLIC take the pistol.
Well, there looks to be a bit of separation, perhaps some miscommunication on what's happening in that round. It's an ace split, but look at how far away Jorko and Elige are from one another. Elige is not ready to come round main, and Jorko is. So it's an easy first contact and kill from the CT side, and then it just starts collapsing. That did not look pretty, and the Poles capitalize.
Starting advantage just like it was in the group game. Pistol conversion before Liquid got involved on their T-side basis, and as well as that, BETCLIC in this series taking the honours of the pistol wins in majority, 3-2 of the 5 that we've had so far. Liquid. Eco's mowed through, nothing to gain in this round. Bomb plants and kills would be nice, but in these current circumstances, doubtful. Friend finding 2 picks out of Elysian, JT and Jorko. Not the equipment to get a bomb plant in this one, so he'll go down, all 5 alive, rebuy immediate for Liquid.
And we've had this whole conversation about Liquid using these tier 2 lands to be in a stable position to stay within that tier 1 circuit. What if we look at it from the other point of view? BETCLIC are a side that, mate, they've got dreams of tier 1 tournaments. They've got no idea what they're even like. And yet they're in a position now where you're around top 50 or so on VRS. You're going up against a top 20 team in the world. You beat them in a LAN grand final, you will skyrocket very quickly and might even start having your eyes on the prize of being able to see one of these tier 1 events.
$20,000 will go a long way for this team. And that's what first place takes, the VRS points. already have made an impact with the LAN wins, but now the prize purse available for BETCLIC, as it is for Liquid too. Who's hungrier? Liege's hungry to get himself back in the matchup. Finds the first frag on Exist towards the outside. Going to work with them to dive out Mini. Takes some outer yard access. Spread out towards Garage. Not look towards Secret though. It's upper sight for the time being.
Now, all contact heavy. Now, Demo and Friend have got themselves a vertical cross. They need a response. That bomb's seen outside. Good shot though from Jorko, and an even better one from Elige, and then it just crumbles from there. And Nuke is one of those maps similar to Dust 2. Man advantages on T side. You just crumble rotations. You force CTs out in the open. And Cloku will be difficult to even find one kill, let alone the round victory. MP9 with one. Trade comes back. It's actually done quite well to get two there. Unfortunately, the rebuy won't look the best from the CTs. The money's not great, even though there will be a buy on the table.
Good response from Elige and the boys. They carry over to even the board and take the lead as well, with the money being where it is for BETCLIC. Weapon states. Full AKs out for the Liquid side.
Just quickly here, Jay. Clocku's the door player and the only one with a kit. So we need to keep that in mind if we do get into a retaking scenario. That's always the limitations of losing that first gun round. You've got the NWP without any armor and Exist down to a FAMAS.
Top of the hut for the time being. No upper sight storm, so it doesn't look like he's going to drop that kit, at least not right now. Maybe they could go back in for Mini, it's still a possibility. The Diags are going to cross towards Secret for Molbs. Friend is watching the AWP for the first shot. Not active contest from the Liquid player. Molly's a sent. Elige is again trying to search in from Mini. Top of the Mini to drop down. Teammate support. Nothing more spotted.
They're just contacting their way down lower completely. AWP needs to get one and then repos.
Finds Molbs. That's a harder cover. Gets all the way out of the way. That's enough to send them back into the hands of the FAMAS. Exist, not expected. 2 kills out of him. He runs out of ammo, runs out of potential. And Naf can take him back. It's a 4v2 for BETCLIC though.
Yeah, we can't predict the future, Jay, but we know when we see a good position. And I'm looking at this for BETCLIC thinking, mate, they are 2-1 up. They've got into the next gun round with limitations. They have schooled the economy of the Oppo. They're now going to be 3-1. This is promising. Prism knows that they're in a really good opportunity to start kicking a pretty good scoreline, right? Start getting a few rounds in a row, start getting some momentum up, and start for the first time in the series really pressurizing an upset.
And as we saw on Cash, it doesn't matter how much of a comeback you bring. If that scoreline is commanding, then it just won't matter. But Liquid, it's fair for them to be in that position. Yeah, look at these guys. They're having fun with this. They're like goofing off. Said earlier that they don't really... These are players that don't really know what it's like to be in a Tier 1 final, in a Tier 1 tournament. This isn't quite Tier 1, but playing Tier 1 opposition and playing without pressure. They know that Liquid have got something to lose.
Early top hot volley coming through from Elige. Could see some pace for the start of this round. Anti-rush is good though. Clocku waiting out from Hut. Could even be a ramp hop from the T's.
Bag smokes again. Naf, Molbs, and Jorko. Continuing to move. Friend on his AWP. Roasted and ready. JT. 3 smokes off. They start to execute. Cloku with 2. With support in the rafters. We'll lose Demo. Karen and Cindy are going to try and block them out of the heart. It just can't really make a move out of Mini. Cloku tips in for a 3rd pick. Now Prime comes up. Cloku will burn, but the damage is done to the T side. 1v3 for Jorko. Secondary headshot secured. He can isolate the fight on one man, but not the others. Orc responds to him. 4 to the board. Liquid slow to start.
And for anyone that follows Polish CS or Tier 2 CS in total, you'll know that that Coalesce team, the one that Innocent was the in-game leader of, and then of course the core of Clocku, Exist and Friend, they were a very good nuke team. It was one of their best maps in the pool. They picked it very frequently in best of threes. And I think similar vetoes have kind of approached with the old BETCLIC roster and this Coalesce core. They like Anubis, they like nuke. So you all know that they're going to be on the same page, even though they're not going to have the team chemistry together. They know what's expected of them. And when I see smiles on the face of the coach and also the players, I like the vibes that are up. It's positive, and pressure is only building now for Liquid.
Hyped up. BETCLIC feeling good about themselves. This lead should grow. Rifles for Liquid in the next round. Set for the simple upper side take. Incendiaries ahead of the smokes being put up ahead of Sweet Door. They'll stall out the Molotov set for the skylights. Clockq's going to receive that. Forced out position in that corner, still finds the fight on the first man. Naf's going to overwhelm quickly. Rifles up in the rafters in heaven. Prison with 2. 3K sequence looks excellent. Despite the struggles, despite the moment of respite, the reactions of BETCLIC are supreme.
And this now is going to start turning into quite the testing affair. I know that this core has not been together for very long of Naf, Elige and Malbs. Only dates back to, what, March of this year. But, I mean, even still, you are playing at the major. You're 1 win away from advancing from stage 1 into stage 2. They've been pumping squads throughout the tournament, but you're now 1-5 down on the T side of a third map decider. Friend instantly dropping towards lower. He's going to be looking for a secret pick with that AWP.
Liquid. Smoked, naded. Molotov off from the ramp. Control. Demo's going to bear down upon them. Spray blind, not connect anything. That's fine. He's forced them to cancel.
They don't have another re-smoke towards door, so Clocku's kind of in the open to it. That's why he needs to repause.
Like the top of hut though. Position he'll take as the outside utility gets sent in by the T side. And no one's here to watch the outer yard. Renzorp is posted into the secret access. We'll wait for them to make their move, but it's really the upper side take that focuses on the rifles. Incendiary's in, M4 swings up a Clocku, gets his kill. Prison with another one, follow up, transition to the second, but Clocku can. Double up adjustment, JT's with the bomb scene, triple for Clocku. JT losing all his teammates in an instant, forced to clutch, forced to attempt a clutch, will run right into the hands of the AWP friend. Perfect reactions. Where you going, JT? Absolutely nowhere.
Well, I think we're on the same wavelength right now. This is not looking good at all from Liquid. This is dominating. They are getting absolutely pumped against the A players. It doesn't matter if they're coming out door, main, or hut. They are just losing to multi-frags. Constant kills up for the CT side. And they've not even had the mass AKs at their disposal yet. Let's have a look come this next round. How many were they able to pick up? One into the hands of Clocku. Another one there for Exist. Oh, I like what I'm seeing here for the Poles.
Feeling peachy. Pistols trying to pick up the pace here on Liquid, but it doesn't work nearly as well as when BETCLIC do it. Clocku's turned away from the hut, so there might be a chance available for Elige. He does get a couple kills out of the Galil. 2 on 2. Morbs is low. The nades coming in against him will not quite find the kills just yet. Deagle in Morb's hands. CT spreading out. They do get Elige. Morbs in the trade back on the Deagle. Needs the head, but Demo gets one back in response. Good effort, good pace. Nearly caught them. But once again, BETCLIC come out on top to win the half.
It's just an unlucky timing there for the pole. I mean, the player that's out there on top hut is kind of holding down, and then as soon as he looks towards main, that's when they swing out as 2. Now, that round could have felt a little bit cleaner if the timing went right. They still get the clutch going in the end. Malbs, very slow to start to generate impact. He got 2 kills on the eco in that last one, but he was 0-7. And Liquid, I mean, at what point do you start saying enough T rounds is going to do it? I mean, do they need 3? Do they need 4? Jorko on the outsides, and the CTs are just starting to get creative now. We're starting to see a lot of moves being made from them.
Best that Liquid can do right now is 5 at the T side. M4 of Exist. Smoke's going to fade. Mob seen. Elise just a little bit adjusted against. The 2-for-1s do come down for Liquid. A little bit more trigger discipline would have helped Exist in that one. Prism at least responds to that casualty by finding Naf. Clock Q working heaven access. Caught by the AWP. Jorko looking above the diags. And now the T's can move down a secret, move on to that B bomb site. No one's defending it right now. Friend is concerned about an out-of-yard wrap. The push in from Lobby will come in from Prism, but it's going to come in way too late.
It's pretty unlucky there from Exist. He's played that well. That's a serious transition from Elige to be able to go 90-degree flick into the right-hand side. You'd always give the M4 the advantage to get 2. Now, I would say for the CTs, just prod around for an exit. I know that there's not really any loss bonus, but money in the reserve is okay. Protecting that AWP would be nice. They just don't really have players in the right position. So, yeah, prod around the bomb site, keep it expensive for the T side, but don't retake.
Plan can't be denied, can't be responded to, no retake. As AK's represent the save, so that's that much. And Friend is still going to look in here. No inkling as to where they might be at. The Incendiary might force that man in the open. Flick on JT's a little bit overcooked. Nearly caught by Jorko, missing that shot at the crack angle. Also Prism into the secret access. They may well get all the exit frags here. Attempt to do so. Jorko will be running. You anticipate this corner? No, he won't. He'll back away. Up through the vent. Do lose one man in JT, so that's a small bit of positivity for BETCLIC. Damage done. And I don't know what Jorko's laughing at. You're still 5 rounds down.
It's been an awful T side. They've not found form. They're struggling with the opening kill department. It almost gives me the vibe that there needs to be a mistake or an error being made from BETCLIC in order to give a chance to Liquid, and that shouldn't be the case, right? I think with an experience that they've got, the Tier 1 players, they should be able to create moments by their own, so not depending on what the opposition does. Clock you on the outsides. Very fast from Malbs to T-Red.
Shot missed by Friend. Nades at least land towards Malbs. Incendiaries against the secret access, hoping they can cut him off, but he's just backed away with that contact, starting to walk in with his teammate up to Mini. Exist to get flashed off. T's are just as blinded, but Exist will still go down. The Orphan Friend with a responsive at Credit Card. Prism's watching for Elige. And Friend peeks on Malbs to deal with him. 4 on 2. As Naf walks forward of the open vent corner. Seen by Clock-U, but Clock-U couldn't adjust. Doesn't matter though. Friends caught Jorko on the outside. Dropped that bomb. The AWP is fired away in this round. And Naf will get caught by Prism in the rafters, dropping out of the vent. Dropping out of the 8-2. BETCLIC in full control.
And this might look like a small sample size because there's only 2 maps, but in this tournament on Nuke, Friend has been averaging a .84 rating. Very average for an AWPer in that position. He is frying right now. He's getting so many picks. He's hitting some blinder shots. And that's what you want from your AWPer going into a final against any opponent. Just being confident, taking duels. 11-3, 8-2 on the score.
Liquid. Access to the outside, working their way down. Bucky's M4. Much more passive to receive, but the Orpa friends about to support him. Outside access for Exist, pressing the issue. No one's watching. He's found the perfect gap in the fence. Caught right in the face by JT, though, so that's a disaster evaded, I guess, for now. Smoked off from Secret means they can't continue to press here on Liquid.
It's a really unfortunate timing because that's a deep info play where it could have been bomb dropped in the open. Clockyu gets caught by the door player, and now for Liquid, you can just split A.
Finds JT, drops that bomb. Second man isolated, but Elige wins the frag. The AWP a friend. Some no-scopes first up. Bomb plant tapped and held. Demo's going to slow walk it. Elige going to swing in from that contact, but giving up his life. Trying to switch to a better weapon. Morb's now up to task. Orpa's not seen him. AK engages. Friends. Can't catch Naf, can't catch Jorko.
Come on, guys.
Deals with him. A third for Liquid. One more round is doable.
And I know the statistics will say that BETCLIC only got 5 rounds on their CT side last time against Liquid on Nuke and put a lot more of T rounds up, a bit more, let's say, control or overall threat. I'll just say, no matter what the statistics say, that T side looked drilled. Like, they came into that second half and they looked on the money. So already being up 8-3, they've done more than enough to threaten this grand final.
Nine would be the cherry on top. And very poetic considering how we started this series. Returning a favour, the Liquid dealt out towards them on cash. No luck in the early openings of the outside presence of the M4 spray. Beyond the smoke, no one's caught, no one's tagged, no one's killed. Friends Orp there towards the ramp room as Clockyu receiving incendiaries in his direction. But not to active pushes just yet. The bomb's still in the ramp access.
And Clockyu needs this fight. Up against Molds, close range for the SMG, doesn't quite get the burst off.
Our friend's got to rotate. Demo and Exist. Seeing one. Flashbang timing's absolutely perfect. JT saved by the bell. Friend saved by no one. Naf takes them both down. They could still lean in. Exist will catch JT as Elige will go down towards Prism. Naf's also on 1 HP. 30 seconds. The AK looking to engage from Decon. Prism doesn't get anything. Exist now stands alone. A 1v3 in the last round of the half.
Well, Liquid just about scramble it through, but even that round looked promising from the positions being held. Double out from Hell. AWP missed, unfortunately. Liquid look uncomfortable. You might say that they've recovered this T side by getting, what, 3 out of the past 4, but they don't look themselves at the moment, and that can't be said for what's happened across map 1 and on map 2 across this best of 3.
Nice. Come on,
As Mob strikes down the last. At least Liquid can end the half on a high note. Move on to their CT side to try and change their comfortability, to adjust how things have panned out. The Stake no longer has a clue who's going to win this one. Dead set, even on the money line. What a way to end the competition. Last half of the series, last half of Stake Pulse beat 1. 4 rounds to the good on BETCLIC.
Well, they know, win this pistol, we win the game. With this scoreline, everything is for the pistol round. Clockyu goes very aggressive on the outside. They've spotted Elige and they're trying to hunt him down.
I guess the opening blow, and the Clockyu can swing up towards AC. Now still going to get those 2 kills in our locker rooms. Can he get the third? Yes, he can. Clockyu dealt with by the Canadian. Mobs now goose to 7, forced away. Tees will take face, ready for the upstairs swing. No, they're not going to move through the ladder. Decon open, Mobs not ready for that. Still Naf's at range, trying to contest them. Held all the casualties. Prism ready for 2 minutes around the corner. Headshot game. JT falls. Prism staggers his shots. And now they move into the A-bomb site. It's open, it's clear. Naf needs an ace to clutch this for Liquid.
Oh my goodness. Prism may have just had the most insane highlight of Nuke. What is that Glock doing to be able to get two? Oh, Naf needs an ace. And is he even going to get a chance? I mean, the bomb's already down. There's no kit in play. And both of the T-side players are just playing time.
Naf searching, sees no one, makes noise. No kits in play, gonna force the man to fights. Taps it, friend. Oh, hits the jumping B250 for the cherry on top of it all. The pistol winner, BETCLIC. The end is nigh for Liquid.
Oh, we saw how frustrated and tilted Naf was after winning map number 1. Think about what's going on in his brain right now. Oh, Jorko has jumped over to bait JT for that trade. Great shooting coming through from Prism. And BETCLIC are 4 rounds away from being able to win their second title in 2026. This with a brand new roster. And think about who they had to beat to get their last title back in February in Copenhagen. Arbe in the first round of the playoffs. Masonic, Johnny Speeds, AM. I mean, come on, Jay. All of those mid-pack tier 2 to even tier 3 names. They're going up against number 18 in the world of Liquid in this grand final.
Does reality set in on Liquid? Or do they dare to defy gravity again? Force the buy of round 14. Catch off Clock you on the, I don't know what to call it, ceiling bang, wall bang. I don't know how you'd say it was JT and what he's doing there. Does tag him up at least. Naf can't hit the kill. Demo takes him.
And there's no lower player. There's not even a quick rotator coming down for the vent right now.
Get there eventually, but can't deny the plant from here. Can't even try and secure the bomb site. A retake feels like it's off the table. SMG comes in from Jorko, catches Demo off guard. The Galil of Clockyu will still win the fight despite being low HP on the outside. Jorko also caught by Exist. Trying to force the buy in. Trying to find a steal, but nothing's presenting. Liquid given nothing by BETCLIC. 10-4. And that's not a call sign, that's a score line. That looks pretty deadly to me.
BETCLIC Apogee have locked in and deserve this title win. With the players at their disposal, Tier 2 is written all over their faces. No one's competed at a Tier 1 level in the past. No one's even competed at many Tier 1 events. There's been some splashes here and there with what RMRs, where you're getting knocked out in last place, or maybe you get the odd best of 3. They're not used to playing teams at Liquid's caliber, ever. You've got 3 guys on the lineup that don't even have 100 HLTV land maps. You're going up against Naf and Elige. 6 rounds the difference. Another eco to follow. This should be an easy 11 for BETCLIC Apogee.
And Liquid will try and bring the comeback from the brink of demise. Naf. Good shot. No follow-up. 5-7 pulled out, but unable to apply. Not enough to impact the round at least. Leads M4 is quickly on the scene in the hopes he can catch someone in response. Clockyu back to that Mac 10. Can find that fight, win it. Man advantage right now for Liquid, but they're unawares of that presence creeping in against them. Elige caught on the outside up in the rafters. Jorko can still deal with Exist. So still a 3-on-2 for Liquid here. Friend and Demo have to move together.
He didn't really want to try and strike against Elige. He wanted to get the site players in first. Jorko, all timing on his slight reposition. Still plenty of time for the Poles to work with.
Friend found by Jorko. Demo 1v3. Bomb dropped. Scaling to the outside. Fight goes well. A site's open, but beyond the window, Morbs can catch a tag. Demo going to swing towards the contact against him. Reload will be heard. He gets back up real quick. No idea where that third man is. No information offered up by JT. Bomb tapped. Gives them more time to rotate to position. Smoke to the left. Plant inside of it. No spam. Still no info given over to Demo, but he's picked the right port of call. Back of the silos, but caught in the gap by JT. Liquid find an all-important steal round.
It's a great shot from Jorko, because that's a really tough angle to be holding. You're sort of out there in the Mustang quite wide, and there's a player up in heaven, and you're not even looking that direction. He's looking down on the floor. He's looking towards Hut, has to turn around, and that's a hell of a recovery. Now, for BETCLIC, they'll know that they've let a freebie go there. There was not much investment. There shouldn't have been many kills, let alone a round victory. But you're still up quite heavy on the scoreboard, so just try and mentally reset. At least the cash injection helps out with the buy state, with the overall economy.
Liquid have found their first on CT side. Now they need to convert it. Buy state's weakened for BETCLIC. It provides the perfect opportunity. America's side. See no one leaning forward for the first strike. BETCLIC work their way around the outside slowly.
But they're desperate for an entry. When you've got this limited investment on this A split, you need to get a clean kill in main.
There's it. From JT, good on exist. Clock you with a response. One of the rafters, the M4. Clock you still wins the fight. Now Morb's attention turned towards Mini. Players coming inbound from other entry paths though. The man's burning. 68 HP, swing of the Tech 9 starts coming. Clock you, still playing distracted. He's dinked up. Morbs does find that pick in. Elige gets Demo down to 2. The player on the outside swing. Prism caught out outside of the hut. Shot from Friend lands well for the first, but 2 players to peek. Jorko having him on the rafters. Deals with a shot. Liquid have 6.
And they just couldn't get Malbs. Even though that molly is forcing him into the open, and even though he's burning quite a lot, they just don't quite get the timing. I think maybe Clocku needed to be a little bit bullish there. Just swing wide. Just have the confidence in yourself. Gave too many jiggles away. And in the end, the quality just goes the way of the youngster. Excellent pre-aim around the Tetris. Even better back towards Hut. And round by round, the scoreline is closing.
Oh, Liquid were looking uncomfortable at the turn of the half. We're definitely looking a bit worse for wear when the pistol conversion came down from BETCLIC. Now they've finally managed to see some control of their CT tenure. Nath can start to flourish. 18 kills deep. Scoreline closed to 3 rounds. BETCLIC still in the lead. With the eco of the previous, so rifles are out for them.
Well, BETCLIC are going to have to use some tacticals in these next few if things don't turn around quickly. Outside smokes of the diag being set up from Prism. Early anti-rush from the T's in and around the top of the heart. Elige is looking to try and take a fight before these smokes come in on the outside, and Demo strikes early.
Through the squeaky door, JT will fall. Individual impact man across the competition for Liquid, not the star player, not the top-rated man either, but certainly one that's made a difference as Demo nearly gets both Mauls and Jorko. Jorko, good to respond to the man, but a man advantage remains for BETCLIC. Elige desperate to search around these smokes, but nothing's offered.
Oh, this is good. This is really good from the T's, because they've got space on the outside of the lower lurk, and they're just freezing up. They know that Liquid are going to start getting desperate. You know that there's going to be an info play coming in from somewhere. Wait for door. Wait for hut. There's only going to be movement.
Liquid try to call a bluff. Naf. Is he expecting the dry face? Straight up, check the hut. He gets his kill. Bears down upon Friend, who does take his head off his shoulders. Exists now. Try and cut the rotations. Molotov sent down to the B-bomb site. Elige will still win that fight from Mini. The player at Secret can't support. Elige so low. Spotted on the outside, dealt with. Bomb needs to get recovered and committed. Jorko, he's moving up. Will he catch the man? AWP seen, but Exist able to receive. BETCLIC. 2 more to go.
And Spiro's seen this scoreline and seen this position just too many times as an ex-pro. A few rounds to close against a tier 1 team. I don't know when BETCLIC are going to get another chance of playing a squad to the limit of Liquid. It could be 3 months, 6 months, it could even be a year. When you get stuck in tier 2, you know that opportunities don't come like this very often. Take the tack, calm it down. That was very well coordinated. It was a good pick out from Door to start off the round from Demo. They ran the clock. Everyone is working extremities, working timings. They are so close to doing the unthinkable.
This will be your one chance to face a team like Liquid, and as far as I'm concerned, Carpe Diem. Seize this opportunity, run with it. And technical problem will emerge for BETCLIC, so they'll take a minute to sort it out. It gives for Liquid a chance to simmer. Can't talk in the tax, but nothing stopping your mind from racing. When your opposition should have been mentally checked out back on Anubis. They've struck back hard, commanded this game, and about to do to you what you did to them on Cash.
And it might be a moment to bring up JT and the silverware. Now, we've had the conversation many times. He's not had the players in the past. He's played in 10 LAN Grand Finals and only won 4 of them. The last one was in September with Passion UA in 2025. So that's 1 title with Passion, 1 with Complexity. The other 2 title wins, mate, they were back home in South Africa, excuse me. So that's playing in the local set. That doesn't count for my eyes, even if it is a trophy. I want to see it on the international stage. I want to see it since you've relocated over to the Americas. Elige, 12 titles out of 30 Grand Finals. That's not a strong percentage. His last title win, June of 2024, ESL Challenger Yongshiping with Complexity. This is meant to be the GOAT of NACS. And right now, they are losing and feeling uncomfortable against a brand new BETCLIC roster. Who, let's be honest, Jay, even in the previous iterations, even when they had Diha and Hades and Hypex and Jacob, even the guys that we recognize, they've never been a high-end tier 2 team, have they? They've been decent, they've been known, they've never been a top team.
And this title could change all that. from winning handily down near conceding. Nothing will stop the power of Chokewood. Jorko hits a blinder of a shot though. Relieve the pressure on his neck. The Prism out into the bomb sites! How the hell did he just do that? JT and Mobs call looking away. The heads land supreme. And that one move might have just won them the grand finals.
What's going on with Prism? Think about what he did on the pistol round. Think about what he's just done there.
Elige losing his teammate Jorko down. Trying to move with Naf. These two guys been so impactful. Finally, a big moment from the Bald Eagle. But he still can't get the job done. BETCLIC. Map, match, and tournament points.
What are the A players doing? Oh my goodness, how has he got out hard with a multi-frag? I cannot believe it. JT and Mal's fall. That's ridiculous. And the in-game leader out of all players to create that pathway and allow that double entry. The buy state is awful from Liquid. And Prism, the IGL that's only won 2 titles in its entire career. The Park and Challenger LAN back in March. The one before that, Jay, December of 2021 with Ungentium in a local Polish LAN. He can't wait to get his hands on the trophy.
In the first edition of Stake Pulse, BETCLIC are about to pull off the upset of upsets. Take down Liquid. The highest level of competition that they've played possibly ever. Certainly this year, certainly with this core. Dive down in secret for Exist. Naf on receival. Will not receive anything. Neither will Elige's prod on the outside. Clock you getting out of dodge. They're playing perfectly away from all the CT contact angles.
They're so happy to run the clock. Deeper smoke means the deep space is on offer for Clocku.
In right read. Elige down. Exist and friend chime in elsewhere. It's game over. It's game over. JT and Malbs asked to do the impossible. JT asked to bring gold to Liquid. But here in Stake Pulse Beat 1, for this team, gold is just another shade of brown. JT falls and Malbs just trying to resist the inevitable. Trying to stop this BETCLIC title, which he cannot do. 13-7, 2-1 in the grand finals. Your champions, BETCLIC Apogee.
Clocku now gets his second LAN title ever. Prism with his third, Friend with his third, Exist with his third, and Demo with his fifth. But this has got to be the best LAN win for any of them across their career. This is a tier 1 side of Liquid.
This was amazing from them. To think where we started, 3-9 down at the turn of the first half of their own map picker cash. From there, you sit there and you say, it is lights out for BETCLIC. You sit there and say, it is game over. Liquid will be your champions, but no, they fought back on Anubis. They fought back on Nuke, and they claimed it all. Ladies and gentlemen, it can only be one. Your champions of Stake Pulse, the unlikely but the real, BETCLIC Apogee.
So deserved. And for the in-game leader of Prism, the calling masterclass that we saw return on Anubis, the impact from him individually there on Nuke, I'm still thinking about that double entry out from HUT. I can't believe it.
Celebrations all in the camp, rightfully so. In the studio. where they live their lives for the last week, doing absolutely fantastic work. BETCLIC fought hard to earn this, and earn it they have.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Good job. Congrats all the way around. What a pleasure. What a final. I hope we're through because I'm here with Prism. What a game, man. You were down on Anubis. It looked like it was over. How did you feel? Did you ever stop believing?
No. We knew from the beginning. We knew what battle would be like. We've been prepared for everything. It was like all planned and under control.
Bro, I am shaking for you. Like, I'm nervous. My stomach was rumbling out there. How are you feeling right now?
Even worse, I guess.
And okay, so I want to ask you a little bit also. You've been in this team for 2 years, or this organization for 2 years. 28 years old, you've been fighting for a long time. This is by far the biggest trophy you've ever won. Did you ever lose hope that you would be able to do this?
No. I got my goals. I follow them. It's all in front of me. I never lose the hope.
And when you look at this team, also the new guys in your team, how proud are you that you could do it with these guys?
I'm proud of them. They played very well. The atmosphere was perfect. The motivation, the ambition, everything was there. So I'm proud of them.
And now I know, without the prize money, just from beating Liquid, you are now number 45 in the world in the VRS. You're going to Paris tomorrow to play the Open Qualifier. With this amount of confidence, what's to stop you from making the major?
Nothing, I guess.
Okay, we don't want to jinx it, of course. Also, I just want to get a quick comment from you, Exist, because at least before this map, you're the highest rated player of the tournament. How are you feeling right now?
I'm fairly happy. Like, I'm very proud of the boys, what work we've done in the past 2 weeks. So I'm very proud how it all went.
And you've also been through a tough couple of years, and you know, messing around in different teams, some playing without salary. Now you're here. It's a more solid, stable team, and you're already getting your first trophy. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the goal for the tournament. Like, that was the big dream to start good the season. So now we just keep the momentum, and we believe that we can achieve even more.
And as I said with Prism, you're going to EWC, to Paris tomorrow. Yeah. How fired up, how full of confidence are you going to be?
I think we are 100% confident, so it couldn't be better. So yeah, we are going to get EVC, I hope so.
I hope as well. Congratulations so much, guys. I'm going to let the casters run it down, but you're free to celebrate, and congrats, guys.
Congratulations most definitely are in order for the polls. With EWC coming up, a performance like this is definitely encouraging for them to try and make a qualifying run, Dwag. And, well, I mean, look, what a story it's been for them. What a run it was. And I have to say that it was an unexpected one. We're coming into this competition with a brand new roster, a new core, a new set of additions that you don't typically expect to be able to turn up a title win. We thought maybe they could try and turn themselves into the dark horse if they got a good group run. And I mean, the group run certainly was qualifying towards the playoffs, but I don't think we expected a trophy from the outset.
No, of course not, right? I think it's easy. Liquid, Ho2, Ascend, Metasport, they're your top 4 teams on paper coming into this tournament. BETCLIC aren't even close towards that conversation. And that is the beauty of Tier 2 CS and also offline CS. It offers brilliance at times. It offers secrets and surprises. And I think for BETCLIC, the hunger was certainly here today. The organization wins their second title in 2026. But let's take a moment to think about this from Liquid. I mean, how do you even uncover this loss? Bro, this is more than an embarrassment, right? This is a Tier 1 squad, the only Tier 1 team that's dropped down into this division, into this tournament. They've not won a LAN in, what, 4 years? We've spoken about it. It's an RMR. It didn't even really matter. The one before that is IEM Chicago in 2019. This is their tournament to win, so why haven't they won it?
It's a very good question because it looked like they were going to take it pretty handily. You even said at the start of the series 2-0, and it looked like it was going to be 2-0 when they had that opening advantage on Cash. But just, I don't know, man. Like, I think that the main top elements of this side started to let them down. I know that on the second map of Anubis, it wasn't nearly as impressive from Elige and Naf. They started to lose control of the situation after they'd gained the early advantage when they had their 7-5 half. The T side takes over for BETCLIC, and they're starting to win clutches. They're starting to challenge the real top fragger of Jorko in that map up. And then you come in towards Nuke, and then suddenly all momentum's on your side, and you dominate your way through that map. That was a sheer domination from BETCLIC, which may be the most surprising element of this whole thing.
And I know that it's a fresh lineup, but it's a lineup that's been successful from the start. Now, I wonder if an ego is a factor, right? Because a discussion that I've had earlier on in this tournament is how poor they've looked at Tier 2 events. How are you getting knocked out by Sashi and getting a top 8 at Drakland? How are you getting knocked out in Portugal by OG? That shouldn't happen, right? For this to be the 3rd Tier 2 LAN in 2026, whether it's a new lineup or not, you can't be losing to BETCLIC APOGEE. Like, that is an unacceptable loss in a grand final.
It just makes you wonder what they need to do to change that for Liquid, right? You've got a new IGL, you've got a new Warper. The new IGL, especially for JT, looks really promising in terms of what he was doing in the online environment, but offline it hasn't translated quite as well, especially here at Stake Pulse. I don't know what the answer would be for Liquid. I don't know how you unpack this tournament result, because it should have been yours, it was yours, and then it wasn't. And I think that is the story of Liquid here in Stake Pulse. But the story on the other side of the board is utter glory for the boys at BETCLIC Academy, of BETCLIC Apogee, rather. They are champions of Stake Pulse Beat 1. And that does it for our competition this week. A lot of epic action, a lot of surprises. Some of those teams you mentioned being within the top 4, eliminated in the group stage. All the action has been basically bonanza from start to finish, and well, it's a pleasure to have been here to experience it, Dwight.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on BETCLIC, right? I think they're going to France tomorrow. They'll be competing there. We don't even know if Friend's going to be the AWPer of this side. Now, I think with his level of performance in the grand final and across the playoffs, I think he's good enough to get a contract. He's played with the boys, right? He's part of that core of Coalesce, but we all know they've only brought him over for this tournament because of the VRS points. That's only going to help. So I think he needs to prove it across these next few tournaments to see whether he can be a legit 5th. But for BETCLIC, this is a massive result, and one that for the organization they will really be excited about.
Indeed, and one that will surge forward with even greater victories for their own perspective. The champions of this Stake Pulse, let's see whether they be the champions of the next one. We're back in September for even more Stake Pulse action. Dwag, I'm sure we'll be looking forward to bringing you all the action here on the mainstream. But for the time being, this is all we have for you. On behalf of myself, the Eternal J, my co-commentator Dwag, and all the production staff and admins behind the scenes here at Stake Pulse, I want to thank you so much for watching and for listening. We'll see you back here on September 21st. Mark the calendars for Stake Pulse Beat 2. But until that point, it's good night and goodbye.